What is up? Oh my goodness, that was loud. Okay, yeah, I am back and I'm playing Atri. My Dear Memories, was that the name? I think so. Oh no, My Dear Moments. So, we're just picking up right where we left off, I guess. So, yeah, again, desktop audio completely off, because we don't want issues now, do we? The two of us trudge all the way back to school. The building is devoid of all light. It looks like just another part of the landscape, a black monolith in the night. The only sound is the waves crashing against its concrete walls. Yes, sir, yes, sir. I can't see anything at all. Leave this to me, switching cyber eyes into high sensitivity mode. Atri pulls us over to the school in the boat. There's a long rope hung between the shore and the makeshift pier, letting us make the crossing without paddling. She helps me out and we enter the building. Being out here in this uncanny concrete edifice would usually be creepy, but so little moonlight is penetrating the sea-foam clouded windows that it's too gloomy to feel the thrill of the unusual. Wouldn't that make it more creepy? The darkness is so overwhelming that I feel my chest tighten. You're still here, aren't you, Atri? Yeah. Yes, I'm here. She tightens her grip on my hand. The pressure lifts from my chest ever so lightly. It's pitch black, I can't see anything. Just keep holding my hand and I'll lead the way. I'm counting on you. You're so easy to read. Nasty sounded cute. I grind my teeth, but I'm in no position to start chewing around right now. Come on, this way. Oh, watch your step. What? My toe stubs against a piece of fallen debris, and Atri has to grab hold of me to stop me from falling. Thought it was gonna say, and Atri has to grab hold of it, to stop it from falling. Okay. Well, are you okay? You could have said that a little quicker, you idiot. Oh, that was a surprisingly gentle insult for you. Look, I'm not good with the dark. I really am counting on you here, Atri. Oh, yes, I love it when you rely on me. Don't you worry. Leave this all to me. Okay, sure. I can't help but be a little uneasy, regardless, or potentially because of how enthusiastic she is. But at least I can count on her to be cheerful, regardless of the reality of the situation. She steadily leads me to our usual classroom. So, are they here? I can't see them. That's odd. Are you sure you left them here? I try to remember back. They might be on the roof. Let's go to the roof then, I suppose. We make our way up the stairs. The roof is shining pale blue in the moonlight, significantly less gloomy than inside. Wait. What's up? Someone's there. What? Someone's here? Looking over at where Archie is pointing, I notice a tiny red glow. Red? And there, dimly lit by it, is a human figure. Red? Red eyes? Wait here. Archie starts to sneak toward it, her bare feet completely silent, but before Archie reaches there, a flicker of light illuminates the figure's face. Ah. Huh. Eridika? The light is coming from the turbine remaining class. I went out again. Come on, spin. The wind is so gentle tonight that the windmill isn't turning at all. Here it goes, turning the bicycle wheel with her hand. Each time she does, the light bulb fizzles into life. Seems like she's been reading a book, and by that dim glow, staring at it with furious intensity. She's so engrossed in her attempt to keep going that she doesn't notice us at all. And... What? Got you. Get ready for a world of pain. Why, ghost? No, don't eat me. Veruca panics, flapping her arms around and raining slaps down Archie's face. Ow, stop that. Ow. I'll be good from now on, I swear. Daddy, Mummy. Calm down, kid, it's us. Huh? The hitman? So you finally decided to kill me? Girl, I think I'm just gonna roll over and die. The same flurry of blows batters my own head. I said to calm down, we just came here to get something out you've forgotten. Also, I'm not an assassin. What are you doing out here so late anyway? This is my house. What, you live at the school? Yep. Don't you have a mum and dad and any other family? Nope. Shakes her head in a matter-of-fact fashion. This thing's really amazing though, Hitman. You just have to spin it a bit and it lights up. Well, it's meant to be the wind's turning it. Possibly due to the slipshod construction. It doesn't seem like the blades will ever spin without a pretty strong breeze. It looks a little different from earlier. Did you do something to it? Has she tried to improve it? Yeah, I tried following the instructions in this book, but it didn't really work, so I'm just using my hands now. I glance at the book in the dim light. I can just make it out as the textbook on renewable energy. You're really reading something this advanced? Where did you even get this? From the library. There's loads of books there. But it's so hard. I don't really get it at all. Can you teach me, Mr. Hitman? The name's Natsuki. What don't you understand? Well, this bit. What does it mean that when it says electricity becomes potential energy? What's that? God, I should have learnt all this in school last year. Well, potential energy is the energy something has when it's lifted up into the air, which becomes kinetic energy when it falls. I take the thick book Ririka has been reading from her hands. Hold out your hands. She instantly does as I say, and I drop the book down for her to catch it. She tilts her head quizzically as it falls into her hands. Take it from her again, drop it once more, this time from a little higher. It falls into her hands with a heavy thud. Her face lights up with understanding as she feels the sensation in her fingers. What's understanding in dropping a book, bro? The heavier the object and the higher you drop it from, the more potential it has. You can convert electricity into potential energy in order to store it. For example, you could use spare electricity from a wind turbine to pump water up high, store it, and then release it to drive a water wheel, even when there's no wind to drive your windmill, turning the potential energy back into electricity. I see. Bro, this is a primary school student, bro. This is like year 11. This shit right here. Verika listens intently to my explanation. It seems like it's getting through to her. As she learns more and more, she starts asking questions on all kinds of topics. The impromptu lesson gets more and more in depth. Does she understand it all? So, you mean that a water wheel can make loads more electricity than a windmill? That means we can make a really bright light if we had one of those, right? It's true that it would be more efficient, but that doesn't mean it's the solution to everything. It would need to be placed somewhere where there's a good amount of water, so if you don't have somewhere suitable... I see. We've got plenty of water here, though, don't we? Do you know what that water's got to be doing to make a water wheel move, though? She bites her lip and thinks. It's got to be flowing somewhere. Exactly. You need a clear, uninterrupted running stream in one direction, something like a river or an aqueduct. No matter how much water we have around here, its flows are so unpredictable that it's not possible to practically dam it off. So, why can't we, like, lift some water up high? If we could create a flow from a high place like that, we could get an efficient source of power, but how do you think we'd lift the water? In order to get the water high enough to then make it flow down, we'd have to expand more energy than we'd eventually make. That's, the law of conservation energy, right? No, you've already been taught about that? No, I read it in this book. She answers immediately. So, if we want to use water power, we'd either need to make things flow better around here, or find a way to get water up high. Sounds kind of tough. Ririka, You were trying to read by this light, right? What kind of books do you usually read? Well, the stuff in the library, I just pick a shelf and start reading everything along it. When the moon's bright, I can read them here. You know, I didn't have you pinned for a smart kid, given what an annoying, lively sprite you are. I get told that a lot. Now that I think about it, I did notice that she was unusually quick to pick up on what we were learning in class. I had such a strong preconception of her as just a loud little brat that I didn't think too much of it. She's not just smart either, she's the curious type too, and naturally good at lateral thinking. Mr. Hitman? Natsuki. The name's Natsuki. Is studying really pointless, huh? You said it yourself earlier. It is pointless after all. Do you want to study more? Yeah, today's class was, well, it was kind of exhausting, but it was really fun, Mr. Natsuki. I want to learn about loads of other stuff too. She smiles widely, her eyes glimmering in the moonlight, full to the brim with childlike wonder. I remember a time when I still had this kind of pure curiosity in me, before I entered the academy, long before that even, before that tunnel collapsed on us and I lost everything. So that's why you're reading all these difficult books. Yeah, I've got nothing else to do at night, it's all dark and I'm the only one here. When the moon's bright, I can just about read a book. I just wish we could get more lights here. She spins the windmill size. A mellow reddish glow illuminates her wistful smile. Whatever you want to do in the future is up to you, but in order to enjoy that freedom, you need to have the ability to make choices. And studying can help increase the amount of choices you have. Really? Thanks. She smiled widely as she spins the windmill, turning her attentions back to the book. Gazing down at that contented little face, I remember something my father told me once. No one can be a scholar without one thing, curiosity. The Academy claims to be our best hope for finding the people who will save the Earth, but who knows if anybody there can really do that. Maybe no one can save it, or maybe it'll be one saved by some curious genius, completely unrelated to the Academy. Maybe it'll even be this kid. As I peer over her shoulder, her hands suddenly stop. What's up? I need to pee. Dang it. Thought we were onto something here. I find myself waiting outside the girls' toilets in the inky blackness. Wow. That's kind of awkward, isn't it? My eyes have grown somewhat accustomed to the darkness, and now I can at least make out vague shapes around me. You'll definitely wait for me out there, right? Don't go anywhere. I get it, hurry up. Honestly, I thought you were supposed to be a big, clever girl, and you're too scared to go to the toilet at night? She's just like you, Natsuki-san. Hey, when did I ever say I'm scared to take a pee? Even if you're fine with using the toilet, if I'm not there to sleep with you, you get all panicky. Really? Shut your faces, both of you. Yeah, that made it stop coming out. What? This might take a while. I'm very confused about what is going on right now. Phew. Huh, so you've got running water here, but not electricity. Yep, I've got a shower too. Really? It's too dark to use it at night, though. I do have a shower on my ship too, but powering the water pump is so energy intensive that I don't use it that often. Normally I go to a bathhouse in town, but it's expensive enough that I can only afford to go a couple of times a week. I hear an unmistakable gurgle. I'm so hungry. Where do you actually get your food? Well, Minawa-chan and Ryu-chan. There he is, Ryu-chan. Why is he here, bro? His muscular frame appears at the door. Yo, I bought your dinner. Brought. Oh, that's just what I needed. Sweet. Chow down, kid. A famished Ruka practically dives into the food. That was delicious. Oh, I need some 2-inchman? Can I? Hey, no wasting food. You don't even need it. You're such a robophobe sometimes, Natsuki-san. Yeah, shut up. You can leave. You can have something when you get home. Aren't you lucky, henchman? Yep. Ruka chomps my English. Ruka chomps her way through all of the food in a flash. Just how hungry was she? That was great. Thanks again, Ryu-chan. No problem. You need all of that food if you want to grow up big and strong. Like this man's big fucking arms, bro. You bet I'll be the strongest. Ryuji returns the plastic containers to his bag and stands up to leave. As he walks out of the door, he glances back at me. He leaves without a word. He didn't seem too surprised to find us here. It looked like he looked like he was to me. Really? I didn't get that impression at all. But when he first arrived and saw us talking on the roof, he looked like he'd seen a ghost. Oh, wait, on the roof? He wasn't here then? He was. He turned up when you were talking about books. He tried to hide, but nothing escapes these high-sensitive cyber eyes of mine. High performance in all the wrong places, as always. Oh, I see. I suppose he didn't want us to see him feeding her. Maybe he's embarrassed. Yeah, Atri, did you find your shoes? Yes! She proudly shows me her feet again, not that I can see them properly in this darkness. Right, in that case, let's go. How are you going? You could sleep over. Sorry, kid, but I've not eaten yet. Plus, there's something I need to do when I get back. To be honest, I hate the dark. When I was little, I always slept with a little light bulb on because my mummy told me to. The thing you made today was a lot like that. It must have been a little old filament bulb, the kind that gives off the same warm, gentle light. If I could have light like that on every night, it would be sleeping with mummy again. On a night as quiet as this, a simple windmill a simple windmill made by a few kids. Oh, actually, no. I'm going to read this like it's said, just because you know. It sounds funnier. On a night as quiet as this, a simple windmill made by a few kids probably won't be able to light a single bulb. I don't think she's going to get her wish tonight. Sad guy. Verika's cheerful voice calls out behind us as we leave. See you tomorrow. Right. Goodbye. 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 Hey, Natsuki-san. Natsuki-san. What? Aren't you going to sleep yet? Ever since we got back, I've been sat hunched over my desk. We've not even had dinner. I thought you said you were going to let me have something. Now that you mention it, I am a little peckish. Don't just say that and immediately go back to work. What are you doing? You're focusing so hard, it's like you're doing brain surgery or something. Brain surgery? Really? Yeah, the power went out. The room is plunged into darkness. Yeah, there's no wind tonight. Which means it's one of those nights when I'm gonna have to spoil you like a big old baby, aren't I? You lucky boy, come here. She slaps her naked belly in encouragement. I have no idea what she's thinking, but that's by the by right now. Atri, I need your help with something. Why, of course, you need to hug me to sleep, don't you? Oh, Natsuki-san, you're so cute. Go outside and spin the wind turbine around for me, will you? What, by hand? Okay, I hope I can reach. Rejected. Yeah, got it. Hey, you just working again? It has to be a water turbine, surely, looking at it efficiency-wise. You shouldn't overwork yourself, Natsuki-san. You humans are fragile. If you don't get any sleep, you'll end up breaking down. Her words pass in one ear and out the other. I'm too lost in concentration. Now, I guess I'll just sit here and write my logs. She takes out the notebook and pen we bought this morning and starts to write. For most of the night, the cabin is filled with nothing but the soft scratching sound of pen and paper. Good. Morning, Natsuki-san. You're still writing? Hey, Natsuki-san, you haven't been up doing that all night, have you? Oh, Atri, what's up? What do you mean, what's up? I'm so surprised to see you up that I'm not even my usual low-voltage morning self. I'm wide awake. Isn't that a good thing? Yeah, it's great, I feel amazing. But why haven't you been to bed? Oh, it's morning already. I get it. I completely forgot to sleep. How does a person forget to sleep? It's supposed to be one of the 3 big things humans need, alongside nutrition and, you know. I'm used to staying up all night from my time at the academy. The first time you do it for a paper or something, it's tough, but eventually you start getting a weird kind of high from it. I don't think that's normal. I'm just worried about you, Natsuki-san. Humans aren't as adorable as us humanoids. What have you been doing all this time anyway? Just a little something. You'll see when the time comes. Anyway, let's get going to school. I've got some surveying to do. We off to school, innit? Innit, boys? Innit? We off to school, innit? Natsuki-chan, where's Natsuki? He said he wanted to be left alone downstairs. No, he didn't want you to go too. Yes, he said that if I went with him, I'd forget my shoes again. Which is pretty rude. He should know that my learning faculties, I'm not going to lose them a second time. What's he doing down there? I don't know, he's probably checking out something related to the thing he drew yesterday. Are these blueprints? Yes, he stayed up all night sketching them. Huh. ... Yes, sir. Yes, sir. The water's at about shin level right now, but it should get up to about waist level at high tide. When the tide's particularly high, the waves can make it over the windows, but otherwise they come flooding in up the stairs and they recede the same way at low tide. There's more than enough water here, but the flow isn't constant. I see. Inconstant. Flow, eh? I awakened to the sound of the handbell. Alright, that's it for today, everyone. Natsuki and you were asleep through the whole class. Sorry about that, I was up all night. No, it's fine, completely. Huh? Minamo looked bizarrely cheerful, off-puttingly so, in fact. I fetched out my blueprints from inside my desk. Now, what am I going to do about this? I have a planned location in mind, but the engineering involved might be beyond me. No matter how perfect my blueprints are, it might just be impossible for us kids to realize my vision. Even with everyone's help, this isn't something we could easily manage. I could hire a professional, but where would I get the money for that? Hey, new guy. Are you talking to me? I turn around and Ryuji is there glaring at me. Glaring. I want a word with you. Come with me. I tense up slightly in the face with that baleful scowl, but not wanting to seem intimidated, I responded in kind. Christian Bale. That's the guy. That's as soon as I read baleful, that's who I thought of for some reason. Right. And American Psycho or Batman, whatever. I take him down to one of the empty classrooms on the 2nd floor. Right now, the tide is out and the floor is dry. So, what do you want from me, all alone in the dark in a place like this? Don't really need to ask this kind of thing. Haven't done a lot of the academy. Whenever someone stepped out of line, or was starting looking too big for their what? Whenever anyone stepped out of line or was starting looking too big for their boots, someone would find a way to strip them of those illusions. There, though, it was never through the obvious kind of kicking I can feel approaching now. Academy students have much more sinister means. I know what you're planning. I want to help. What? You want to make a water turbine, right? I saw the plans. You understood those? Dude, my family's in the construction biz. We're not exactly big shots, but I've been helping out since I was a kid. I know a bit about making stuff. I wouldn't have expected this rough-looking wastrel to have any experience in that kind of field. Can't quite believe it, but that's great. Before I know it, I find myself shaking him rigorously by the hand. Okay. Richard recoils ever so slightly. That just makes me want to grip his hand even harder. Hell, I could hug him right now. Oh shit, what did I just open? It might just be the thing I need to make my plans something more than simply paper and ink. For this kind of small-scale power generator, water is going to be the most efficient medium. It's relatively simple in theory, and it's not like we're short of water around here. But we've got a problem: flow. If we can't create a place with a stable, continuous flow in one direction, we're not going to get any power. Unlike my weather vane, making a turbine adjust to an unstable flow that just isn't practical. So what I've been thinking is, we knock a hole through the floor. Exactly. I whack him on the shoulder exuberantly. Ow! Right, listen up. This is funny, bro. Where's Natsuki-san got to? No, he was sleeping on his desk until just a moment ago. Natsuki-san. Guys, help! Mr. Natsuki and Ryuchan are fighting. Fighting? They're hitting each other and shouting. Atri-san? This is funny. This is funny, bro. This is hilarious. So, do you think it's possible? Damning, the corridor should be possible, but I can't say for sure without the turbine without giving the plans a proper look over. We can adjust the blueprints as we go, depending on what materials we can get and what you think we can realistically manage construction-wise. If you'd like, you can come over to my ship. No bullying, Natsuki-san! Atri? Hit him and you're going to rocket punch right in the kisser! Behind a furious Atri, Minamo and the kids follow along furiously. So, who's winning? Stop, Ryu-chan. Mr. Natsuki might look a bit grumpy, but he's actually kind of a good guy, maybe. No fighting in the school. The hell are you guys talking about? If you want to fight, I'll be your opponent. Rawr! Stop that. I bring my hand down in a karate chop on her empty head. Ow! Hey, what are you doing, Natsuki-san? We're not fighting, and even if we were, I don't need your help. You know what will happen if a robot hits a human? Consider yourself lucky. It already happened. That ship has already sailed, bro. No, seriously, the hell are you guys talking about? And wait, you're a robot? You bet I am. She puffs out her chest and stares him down. Wow, you don't look like it at all. I just thought you were some weird kid. That's just how high performance I am. So, Ryuji, are you free after this? Yep, got nothing planned tonight. In that case, come to my ship. We have vital things to discuss. Right, okay. Come on, Atri, let's get going. Okay. Okay. Hatarimashita? Grabbing my hand, patting my shoulder, inviting me to his ship. This new guy's one strange dude. Hey, he's nice though, right? Well, I don't know about that yet. He's a wacky weirdo, eh? Propo, be nicer to him. He lost his family and his leg. So, you live here? Oh, oops. Oh, it's a boat. It's so cool. Why is Ruga here? And everyone's gathered. Amazing, right? Why are you guys here again? Just out of concern. Don't want you two getting into any fights. I just want to see where you live. Right, come on in. Why did Ririka stalking me? I swear to God. Boarding the ship, we're welcomed in by the sound of some recent pop song blaring from the radio. Oh, you've got a radio too! Those are pretty easy to make. I'll teach you how sometime. Really? Yay! 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 Yeah, so you like music too? What kind of bands are you into? I listen to a lot of old 20th century stuff. Shunyata, Auditory Teens, Sidewalk, real retro, you know? I can't tell you anything about music from any century, I just don't like the silence around here. These days, radio is the most prolific form of media humanity has. Television still exists, but there's hardly anything on the air. It's a medium purely for the richest now. The great sea rise through the planet's internet infrastructure into chaos, and any devices capable of accessing what's left of the various walled-off networks are now out of reach of the average person. Analog radio, once almost forgotten by the people at large, has become mainstream again. It's much cheaper to make, and cheaper to listen to, after all. I grab a file from the bookcase and lay it down on the desk. I think it was somewhere in here. The file is part of my grandmother's research notes. I've hardly touched them since she died, so they're exactly as she left them. The vast majority of her research is underwater now, buried in that storehouse, but there's still a significant amount here. What's that? My grandmother was an ocean geologist. She used to research predicted sea rises and was working towards generating electricity using them. She left me a note when she died. They seem pretty complicated. Here's the part I was looking for. I slide a single page out from a stack of intricate drawings of machinery. This is what I want to make. It's one of the many plans for hydroelectric generators she created. Reggie stares at the paper and silence for a while. I think we can manage this. It doesn't seem like it would be that difficult to construct. What are we going to do about the materials, though? If we make it out of metal, we'll need some pretty heavy machinery. And even if we had that, we're not going to be able to install something that heavy. We wouldn't be able to lift the thing. I can sense the confidence of experience in the tone of his voice. I assumed that. I want to use scavenged gear as much as possible, but we'll have to make the turbine ourselves. I think I know the perfect material, fiberglass. It's light, easy to work with, and it won't corrode or degrade in seawater. Fiberglass is comprised of plastic reinforced with a membrane of glass fibers. Plastic naturally doesn't rust, and since it's completely waterproof, it's not going to rot in seawater either. So what do you think? Well, I've worked with fiberglass before. I think it could work. Do you have the materials for it? If your family's got a workshop, you should be able to find them, right? Yeah, Richard's family workshop isn't usable anymore. It got swallowed up by the sea. Yeah, exactly. Shame. I'm pretty sure we had all the stuff we'd need. He sighs heavily. I'll have an ask around, though. We haven't talked to most of our suppliers in years, though. If it's at the bottom of the sea, why don't you just go and pull it up? Oh, yeah, great idea. I'll just put on some flips and go say hi to the fish, right? Natsuki-san could do it, can't you? Yeah. Come with me. I could do it. I can do it. What are you talking about? I lead everyone out to where a big egg-like object is bobbing up and down the water at the ship's fore. I thought that thing looked weird. What actually is it? My submarine, the Serpent's Albus. You've got a sub? Yeah, and this is going to take us to your workshop. Although, it's a bit shit. Like, I can't even lie. It's not that. It's not a very good one. It started creaking and making weird-ass noises like 20 meters down. Last time we used it. The next day... Whoa, it's a ship! Amazing, right? He's only a high schooler and he's got his own ship. He really must have been up to some real dodgy stuff to buy this. I'm starting to think that I should clear up that I am, in fact, not actually a murderer. Be careful on the deck, okay? If you run around too much, you'll fall overboard. Minamo, my first mate for the day, calls out a warning to the children. Today we'll be diving down to try and salvage the necessary resin we'll need to make fiberglass. We decided to dive in the morning, but naturally Minamo raised an objection to us playing hooky. Faced with the choice of school or salvage, the whole class ended up tagging along. Yeah, it's so much fun going on a school trip. I suppose our idea is that at least this way it's kind of like taking the kids to see the inner workings of the salvage engine, and I don't even know anymore, with the bonus effect of providing an adequate excuse to skip school. You spell adequate wrong. Like, that's just a spelling mistake. That's not, like, a translation error. Everyone aboard, then we're heading out. Atri cast off the mooring lines. Aye aye, Captain. Atri unties the ropes linking the ship to the pier. I fire up the engine and we set off. Is everyone in here? Everyone? Every single person? Or is Atri up top? Navigating by a map of the town drawn up before the seas rose, we make our way toward a sunken treasure. Should be around here. The visibility underwater varies a lot, but today it's looking nice and clear. We're not underwater. This isn't underwater, bro. Ryuji calls up to me from the forecastle. There it is. It's that building with the square roof. I bring the ship to a stop and go over to scope out the location. Beneath the gently rippling waves, I can make out the building he's pointing at. Let's drop anchor over there. We anchor the ship a little way away and prepare for work. Oh, we took the entire ship. Never mind. Hey, Minamo-chan, can we get our lunches yet? No way, we only just arrived. For what's quite an important mission, there's a strange lack of tension in the air. Atri, get ready to dive. Aye, aye. Minamo, help her out. Gotcha. Let's go, Atri-chan. We start preparing the Serpent's Albus for the task ahead. Our objective? Resin. According to Ryuji, it seems like the sub will be too big to actually fit inside the workshop. That's why we'll have an extra pair of hands to help us. Okay, we're ready. Minamo and Atri emerge from the cabin. Oh god. Oh god. I found an old swimsuit of mine from middle school. Fits it perfectly, right? Oh god. How do I look? Him? Oh god. What am I supposed to say? Oh god, oh god. Dude, say something. Ryuji digs his elbow into my side. If you don't say something nice, you're gonna be in for a world of pain. Trust me, I've got 2 sisters, I know how this goes. Well, it suits you, Atri. Really? Ah, he actually praised me now. Wait, why did I sound like I moaned when I did that? Oh man. A nice one, Archie-chan. Why are you wearing one too, though? Wow, you've got a great figure, Minami-chan. Whoa. Don't you think that's a bit skimpy? Seriously, I didn't think it was that bad. I'm starting to wish whoever designed me gave me a banging bod like that. Wow, bro. Archie, jeez, you're a robot. Calm down. I think it was his grandmother. Archie is staring at me now with jealous intensity. Don't do stuff like that. This isn't too small, is it, Natukan? Well, I think it suits you. Taking a sudden interest in a seagull in the distance, I stare fixedly beyond her. Yeah, I got complimented too. God damn it, why didn't my designer have to make me so aerodynamic? Jeez, you guys are really easily distracted. Come on, let's get the show on the road. Yeah, let's not waste time. I'm scared. For my life. We'll be diving in the Serpens Albus initially, but then Atri will be heading into the workshop alone. She doesn't need to breathe for a start, so she can stay in there for as long as necessary. We just have to clear away anything in her path that might get in the way. Exactly what role a swimsuit-clad Minamo plays in this equation is unclear. There's a really good reason, actually. I didn't even say anything. I could tell by the look on your face that you were wondering why I'm wearing this. So that if you fall in the sea again like last time, I'll be able to pull you out. You can swim? I'm strangely impressed. Well, for a second. She can doggy paddle, but that's it. She can't even open her eyes underwater like I can. I pat Jadictum Minamo on the shoulder and sigh. Let's try not to have any collateral damage here. Don't go jumping into the sea, alright? Okay. I need you operating the winch anyway. That, and keeping an eye on the brat so that I don't mess up my ship. Okay, gotcha. After last time, she should be pretty familiar with the basics of operating the crane. Are you sure you're going to be okay down there, Atri? Of course, why wouldn't I be? You're a delicate machine, right? You're not going to break down if you go diving, are you? Yeah, I'm equipped with more than enough waterproofing for all everyday applications. I can even take baths. Bathing and deep-sea diving aren't exactly the same thing, you know. My specifications state that I should be okay down to a depth of 30 meters. 30 meters. The workshop is only about 10 meters down, so she should be fine. Why does a household robot need to be able to survive 30 meters underwater, though? If you feel like you're in danger, give me the signal. We'll pull you straight back up. Oh, you can. I'm a high-performance model, after all. Humanoids are highly advanced machines, but despite their intricacy, they still need to be durable enough to stand up to anything they'll encounter in the course of serving humanity. She wasn't damaged at all when I salvaged her, so she should be okay. Okay, time to commence Operation Resin Reclamation. That's a tongue twister. Sorry saying that 5 times fast. Brr. Blades go brr. I purge the air in the ballast tanks and the Serpens Albus starts to sink. In the cockpit is me and one slightly grumpy passenger. Man, it's cramped in here. I'd much rather be doing this alone, naturally, but unfortunately I might need help locating the exact right part of the workshop. The atmosphere is more than a little awkward. I guess just because we're working together, it doesn't mean we're suddenly friends. So here we are, up close and personal, for the next while at least. Serpens Albus could, had a push, fit 3 people inside, but the lack of air filtration and limited oxygen would mean the amount of the time you could spend underwater would be dramatically less. Is Atri still with us? I mean, she doesn't need to breathe, does she? I peer up out of the sub's window. She's still holding on to the anti-shock frame. Heh. Noticing me, she waves happily. She seems to be saying something, but I can't hear her from beyond the glass. Although we've established a few basic hand signs, I'm still a little worried about how difficult it will be to communicate with her. It's really there. Ryuji mumbles to himself. I remember the small pang of nostalgia that I felt when I saw my grandmother's home. Must be even more vivid for him. My granddad set this place up. It might have been small, but we prided ourselves on the quality of our work. We even got orders in from overseas sometimes. If it wasn't for the seas rising, I'd have been carrying on the family business. I see. It's all I can think of to say. I don't really know what Ryuji's situation is. Even if I did, it wouldn't be my place to comment. He must understand that, surely. I suppose he just wants to get those feelings off his chest regardless of who he's telling them to. Regardless. Oh, shake, steamy, steamy. Steamy, oh, oh, ooh, ooh. The serpent's elbows finally see us down the seabed. Archie lets go of its frame and stands beside us. I adjust the ballast tanks, filling them with just enough water to maintain neutral buoyancy while Atri works. Minama, can you hear me? Yep, loud and clear. Oh, we can really hear them. What's it like down there? I want to go next time. Rika, stop that. You're in the way. Go and play over there. We've reached the target and we're about to start salvaging. Lower the crane, please. Okay, will do. The winch's hook slowly sinks down to meet us. Tash is a net ready for us to load up with anything we want to bring back. Where will the resin be? In the storeroom at the back of the workshop. She'll have to go in through those shutters and then right. We already plotted out the place before coming down here, so Atri should understand that. Fortunately, these shutters are open, won't have to force our way through them. I turn on the sub's lights, illuminating the dark depths of the warehouse. Ready, Atri? Noise. She grins and lets out a cloud of bubbles. I can't hear her, but I think I can guess what she's saying. Something about being high performance enough to find anything, probably. She gives me some kind of affirmative gesture, bows and walks inside. Be safe, Atri. No accidents like the last salvage mission. Memories of being buried underneath the rubble of the lab flash through my mind. Even though I'm staying outside, I'm just looking into the building makes me before me blah. Even though I'm staying outside, just looking into the building before me makes my chest tighten. It's suddenly hard to breathe. No, it must be the oxygen levels dropping. Come on, Atri, get this done and come back quick. She's only in there for a matter of seconds, but it feels like many long tension-filled minutes pass before she trots happily out. She's back already? Man, that was quick. Unfortunately, it doesn't look like she's holding any of that would contain resin. Something wrong? She's carrying something, though. I've got a crab! Oh, God. Sorry, what was that? I think I'm hallucinating from the lack of oxygen. Me too, I could have sworn she said she's got a crab. The movement of her mouth, the voice I heard, above all, the snapping red things in her hands. I must be hallucinating them all, surely. Look, Natsuki-san, it's a crab! There's loads of them in here! I heard it again. Yep, it's just my brain interpreting her arms flapping, it must be. Okay, stay cool. Who cares about crabs? Get the damn resin, you piece of scrap. Atri, halfway through putting the crab into the salvage net, suddenly makes a gesture as she's just remembered something and trots off back into the warehouse. Honestly, she's useless. You sure she's really a robot? Regrettably, yes. She really doesn't seem like it. I didn't think humanoids were supposed to be that expressive. Yeah, the ones I saw when I lived in the city were a lot more emotionless. The concept of the uncanny valley often comes up when talking about humanoids. As robots' appearance and mannerisms become more human-like, there comes a point where they go from appealing to deeply unsettling. If they're totally human, the creepiness disappears, but the humanoids back in the city were firmly in the uncanny valley. Most of the time you wouldn't notice, but occasionally there would just be moments when you realize just how alien an object you were looking at. I haven't had a single moment like that with Atri yet. It's probably just because she's defective. A defective robot with emotions, sad. After a moment, Atri comes out of the workshop. Thankfully, this time she's carrying a tin of resin. Looks like that's in a pretty good condition. Doesn't seem to be leaking at all. Right, there should be 4 more in there, Atri. She gives me a thumbs up and walks through the shutters again. After a few trips back and forth, we have what we need. She gives me the signal to wait. Grumbling reluctantly, I signal okay, and she goes back inside once more. Crabs! We've got crabs! Ah, there's that hallucination again. She's holding one in each hand, her eyes sparkling with delight. She puts them in the net with the resin. Minama, raise the crane gently now. Roger. We start on our way back, having safely acquired our haul of resin. And crabs. And crabs, bro. We got the crabs. Phew, we're back. Good work, Hachi-chan. Feeling alright? All of my functions seem to be in order. As much as her specifications might say she's capable of operating underwater, she wasn't really built for this kind of work. If something did go wrong with her, it would probably be impossible to fix. The company that made her went out of business years ago. If you notice anything wrong, tell me right away, okay? Okay. How was it, Ryu-chan? Is your old house okay? I never want to do that again. Been cooped up with another guy in a tiny sub for ages. I want to go down in a submarine too. It's too scary down there for kids. Don't you know there's monsters at the bottom of the sea? Huh? Also, it's a submarine. Man, I'm so freaking hot. I'm so fucking hot. I'm gonna go and sit in the shade. He walks over to the shadow of the crane and plonks himself down heavily. He stares he stares into the floor, brows knitted. I can't help but be a little worried about him. Are you okay there? You don't look great. I'm fine, dude. He really doesn't look it. I'm just thinking, you know. I guess it must be hard for him seeing his old home like that, lying there on the sea floor, preserved as if locked in amber. Ryuji looks over at Ririka, happily chatting away with the other kids. Ryu-chan says scary down there. Man, I still really want to go, though. No parents, no home, little girl living alone in the school. I'm not going to let her in the sub, no matter how much she pisses me. Good. Right now, she's not ready, you know. Thanks, though, for taking me back to that place. It's helped me, you know. Think things through. That was 3 words that began with TH. It's cool alliteration. Even though it's probably pretty common. No problem. I'm going to take a nap. Man, I'm beat. He was sitting around. He hangs his head and closes his eyes. Crabs! Archie comes running over with a crab in each hand. Look at the size of these things! You are really a robot, aren't you? What kind of robot gets excited about crabs? Crabs are delicious, and delicious things make you happy. A robot that doesn't eat food, but still wants to eat crab. What a decadent age she must have been built in. Crabs? They look delicious. This won't get us in trouble for poaching or anything, will it? That little doubt tingles at the back of my mind, but who cares, really? It seems crabs on the menu tonight. What we up to now? We transport the tins up to one of the empty classrooms at school. Yep, these all look in good condition. Ryuji opens each can in turn, none of them show any signs of water damage. There should be more than enough in these 5 cans for what we're planning. Now, we just need the other parts. Yeah, and I'll draw up a new blueprint. Huh? What's wrong with the ones you've already made? I want to make the dam slightly bigger. When I started planning, I was envisioning it being made of metal, but now we're using fiberglass, we're not limited to flat surfaces. Fiberglass is much easier to mold compared to metals, which would require specialized tools to shape into curves. Now we can make a much more energy-efficient design. Wow, you're kinda amazing, you know. What? That's some kind of insult? No, I really mean it. You can drive a submarine, you can design generators and everything. Did you learn all that at the academy? I did learn some stuff there, but mostly I taught myself. I always used to want to learn everything, no matter what it was. I suppose I picked that up from my grandmother, or my father. Really? Well, my bad for busting your balls before. I guess I'm sorry for assuming you were an idiot. I bow my head to him earnestly. You're really able to come out and just say that, and I'm kind of surprised. What? You're a funny dude. I stared at him nonplussed as he laughs and pats me on the shoulder. They're ready. Mina was standing by a desk that she's carried down, watching over an enticingly bubbling pot in a portable stove. In the pot are a pair of bright red creatures. No. A pair. Crab, crab, wonderful crab. Crab, crab, lovely crab. I'm so hungry. Mino-chan, give me some, please. Calm down, there's plenty to go around. She starts to serve up the crab to the starving children and robot. Starving children and the robot guy. This looks so good. We all crowd around the stove and start eating. It's a perfectly fitting end to a school trip, I suppose. It's delicious. It really is. Ow, it's really hot. It's so tasty. There's nothing in the broth but salt, but the crab is so full of sweetness that it's still absolutely delicious. You don't need any seasonings when you have such good base ingredients. The sea may have stolen all hope from this town and swallowed up our lives, but you could say it brought some new gifts with it. The seas made humanity prosperous in the first place, after all. This stuff's great. Just another piece of top-class work from Nojima Engineering. I guess so. This takes me back. Preparing food with everyone like this, it's almost like... What is it? It's like a school festival or something, isn't it? Minoma grins and everyone nods in agreement. Oh god, saying school festival just reminded me of the anime I am watching currently. School Days. It's horrifying. Like, I'm up to episode 10 and it's getting a bit creepy. But, yeah, whatever. Yeah, but there was a school festival in it, and that's like the first thing I thought of when she said school festival. Ahem. Men immigrants and everyone nods in agreement. What's a school festival? It's an event where all the classes in the school put on some kind of special event, like a play or a cafe or a haunted house. They did all of these things in school days, bro. To get the classroom ready, you normally have to stay at school until really late. We used to have them every year before the school got flooded. Oh, that sounds fun! I was the Princess Snow White when I was in first year. It would be nice if maybe one day we could fill the school with students again and have another festival. We'd definitely need electricity for that, right? Yeah, it'd help with preparations and allow for a lot more activities. We'll get started on the dam tomorrow, right, bro? For some reason, the bro doesn't even faze me. You got it, I'm counting on you. I respond as naturally as anything. I never thought for a second that I'd end up actually getting along with this guy. I thought we'd never see eye to eye. I guess that's the power of crab. Gotta respect the crab. It's just like Atri said, delicious things make you happy. 'Tis true. I like when I eat delicious things. You know what I don't like though? Going to school! It's gone really late. If that was my school, I might enjoy it a little bit more. But no, my school is crab. So, too bad. After we ate our fill of crab, I spent quite a while with Ryuji examining possible places to dam. By the time we leave the school, the tide has risen and the roads are covered in a layer of glistening water lapped by the waves. Natsuki-san, watch your step. I'm fine, okay? We trudged along the half-submerged pavement holding hands. When did this become normal? We'd only been living together for a few days, and we're already walking everywhere hand in hand. It makes me strangely uneasy. If I become too reliant on Atri, how will I survive when it's just me and my own crappy leg? I'll be fine, I'm sure. I've survived up until now, haven't I? As I walk carefully through the gurgling waves, Atri suddenly stops and pulls at my hand. Wait, there's something over there. A strange object is lying across the road, sea foam washing up and over it as the water pushes it inland. What on earth is that? Oh, I know, it's a manatee! I read about those in my textbook. Catherine? Catherine? Oh, wait, yeah. My erstwhile business partner is lying in the middle of the sunken path. I'm just so useless. I'm just gonna lie here and let the sea take me. She drunk? Another wave rolls in over the pavement. It breaks against her face and she starts coughing up salty water. I'm sorry, I'm not good at voicing drunk people, okay? Don't detect any danger, but we should avoid her just in case. If we avoid her, she's going to drown. We should help. But she tried to hurt you, Natsuki-san. That was partially my fault. You said you'd protect me if things go bad anyway, didn't you? Of course, but my rocket punch is so powerful that I prefer not to use it too often. In that case, just grapple her or use less power or something if you need to. Oh, I can do that? I've learned something. In that case, I'll go and secure her before she drowns. Archer lets go of my hand and moments later returns with Catherine draped over her shoulder. Okay, let's go. That goddamn kid. He thinks he's so good just because he's kinda cute. I get the feeling she's going to raise hell when she wakes up, but we can't just leave her here. We head home begrudgingly bearing our booze-scented burden. Funny. Sky. Blue. Here it comes. Where am I? Catherine looks around wildly in confusion. That kid's boat? Oh, my head. Just how much did I drink last night? Completely blacked out. Wait, if I'm here, does that mean we... No, not in a million years. Whoa! The instant she wakes up on the sofa, she starts with her usual nonsense. I've been awake the whole time she's been lying there snoring. Spurred on by finding not just the correct materials, but a reliable partner too, I've been so engrossed in redrawing my blueprints that I've not noticed the dawn coming. Plus, it's not like I could just close my eyes for a bit with a potential murderer snoozing on my couch. I'd have to be crazy to go to sleep across the room from a drunkard who tried to slit my throat the last time I saw her. Hey, what the hell's going on? First, be careful, Atri's asleep, but one word from me and she'll wake up. A robot always obeys its master, after all. That's a complete lie, and I know it. This low-voltage piece of scrap wouldn't wake up if I kicked her in the head. What did you do to me? Nothing. You were drunk, and it looked like you were about to drown, so against my better judgment, we brought you here. Thanks, I guess. Wow, she didn't even try to argue with that. I guess she's had a similar experience before, unsurprisingly. Sorry about the debt. If you want, take the ship and the sub and sell those to make up for it. She'd get an order of magnitude less money than she would for a humanoid, but it would probably just about be enough. If I did that, you'd end up homeless. There's plenty of empty rooms in the school I could hunker down in. I could even use the showers there. After diving with Archie yesterday, we'd borrowed the school showers to wash down. I didn't want to have Archie's hair smelling of the sea. There's no hot water, but that's not a problem at this time of year. Owning a ship like this would be nothing but trouble. Are you sure about that? Whoever hired you might not care. True. Catherine stands and walks toward the door. I should apologize too. Not that apologizing really makes up for what happened before. If I went to the police, they'd probably lock you up. Jeez, there's no mercy with you. Give me a break. That's the last thing I need. What's going on, Natsuki-san? Is it morning already? Atri groggily wakens. Eh? Well, see you around. Thanks for the help. She swiftly makes her exit. Not so threatening for someone who looked like she could have so gladly slashed my throat a few days ago. Maybe she's not that evil after all. Was she just bluffing? Oh, where did the lady we picked up last night go? She said thanks and left, surprisingly gratefully, all in all. Okay. Well, that's the question of my grandmother's dead solved for the moment, if not forever. Ari, my dear moments. My dumb mementos. My mementos, bruh. We at school already, bruh? The next day, construction begins. So, let's go over the basics of how this will work again. Moving a magnet near a coil makes a current flow through the wire. This is electromagnetic induction, as discovered in 1831 by the British physicist Michael Faraday. He discovered that an efficient way to generate electricity was to rotate a magnet within a coil. This simple mechanism forms the basis of most of modern electricity generators. The only question is how you make the magnet spin. What kind of turbine do you use? There's a lot of different options. Minamo? Yes? She jerks out of her seat, standing bolt upright. It's rare to see her snoozing in class. Yes, sir? Tell me a little about some methods of power generation. Well, you can burn fuel, use water, wind, geothermal energy, and... me! Nuclear fission! Okay, that's pretty much all the major ones. There's potentially also nuclear fusion, but no one's ever managed to put that to practical use. For decades now, people have been saying fusion power is right around the corner. Studying how to practically apply the theories behind it is a major subject at the Academy. Almost all forms of power generation basically come down to turning a turbine somehow. Oil and coal-burning power plants use steam to spin a turbine. A geothermal plant, steam from boiling water deep in the ground spinning a turbine. Wind power, just big turbines in the air. What about nuclear power? They're just like fuel-burning plants, but the heat is coming from a nuclear reaction instead of burning fossil fuels. Even those fancy fusion ones? I nod. As colossal as the amounts of nuclear energy involved are, in the end both fission and fusion generators are just spinning a turbine all the same. Seriously? I was just as surprised when I found that out myself. So basically all of those methods of generation are just converting the energy from the fuel, water, or wind into electricity through a spinning magnet in a coil. The key word there is converting. A generator doesn't so much generate power as it does simply convert it from one form to another. Energy can't simply be birthed from nothing. That's the point of the law of conservation of energy. That means the conversion efficiency of a generator is a key factor. There's always energy lost in the form of noise or heat, so 100 joules of energy in won't necessarily mean 100 out. I'm learning more here than I ever have at school. There are some forms of power generation that don't use turbines, by the way. Solar panels are a common example, but artificial muscle can also generate energy like that. They're a pretty interesting concept, really. The muscles in the human body move by receiving electrical signals, so I can see the obvious lack of enthusiasm for a lecture on advanced biomimetics etched on everyone's faces. Okay, back to the point. What we're going to be doing is making a generator that utilizes a water turbine. Just like a regular hydroelectric dam, right? I shake my head. Strictly speaking, it's a slightly different mechanism. This is tidal power. That means that we're going to be converting the energy of the incoming ocean tides into electricity. I'm going to explain the specifics of the turbine we're going to make, so try to follow along as best you can. This is going to be like a big science experiment. We're going to need everyone understanding what's going on as much as possible if we want to make this work, regardless of their age. Right, let's go and inspect the location. Tide's out, I guess. I lead everyone down to the classroom on the second floor. It's low tide and the floor is free of water. First, we're going to smash a hole through here. I tap my prosthetic leg against the floor. That will allow for water to flow down to the first floor. The classroom below is already inundated with the sea. We'll be positioning the turbine in this hole. This floor will fill with water when the tide comes in, and then drain again when it goes out. It will naturally flow through the hole we made, and will convert the energy of that movement into electricity. Sounds simple when you put it like that. As I mentioned earlier, the key is going to be how we get the draining water to actually drive the turbine. What happens when you say, suddenly pull the plug out of a sink? I know, it makes a whirlpool! Ruka throws her hands up and doesn't even wait for me to call on her. Exactly, and we're going to use that whirlpool. We'll make energy from both the rotational force of it as well as the water falling. There are quite a few ways to design a hydroelectric generator. Most people will have seen hydroelectric dams, but it's also possible to install water wheels in irrigation ditches, pipes, or any other kind of running water. The key is that there has to be smooth flow in one direction. Unfortunately, the water on the second floor flows in one direction and back out in the other. There's one way we can take advantage of that. A turbine with an axle aligned vertically, not horizontally. It'll be able to turn efficiently regardless of what direction the water is coming from. So, what exactly do we have to do? There's 3 major things we need. First, we need to smash open that hole. I'll walk through the process to do that now. It's easy enough to say that, but this is going to be tough, you know. We won't be able to use any electric drills or anything. True, we don't have electricity until we generate it ourselves. Well, we'll manage it somehow. What's the second on the to-do list? So the tide comes flowing up from the first floor corridor, right? At high tide, it rises up the stairs and floods the second floor. The stairs are currently the only path in or out of the water. Out for the water. Yeah, and it goes back the same way. If all of the water takes the path of least resistance and flows down the stairs, our hold will be useless. So we need a valve. In other words, a dam that will let the water in but prevents it from leaving again. That will create a reservoir that's guaranteed to drain through our turbine. We'll have to have a think about how we construct that, but I think we can manage it. This is getting all sciencey on me. I'm like, wow, bro. The third thing, of course, is the most important. We can't make a generator without a turbine. I want it to be 1 meter in diameter, and it'll need to be tall enough that the axle is above the waterline at a high tide. I unveil the blueprints and show them to him. My scribbles here are more detailed than the last set, the product of a long hard night. We'll be making it out of fiberglass using the resin we salvaged yesterday. Sound good? There are 2 important things when it comes to designing power plants: lifespan and flexibility. A power plant should ideally be able to be operated safely for as long as possible. Entire communities can depend on them, and they need a sustainable source of power. But no matter how long a plant is meant to last, there's always the chance that it will run into problems. It must be constructed to allow maintenance and be rebuilt easily if it fails completely. Fiberglass is perfect for our needs in both respects. It won't rust in seawater like metal, and as long as you have the molds and plans you used originally, you can rebuild the same structure over and over again. And most importantly, it's easy to work without electric tools. Sounds good, mostly. Got a couple of problems though. He stares at the plans with a knitted brow. I tried to give it as large a surface area as possible to get the most out of our limited flow of water. That's fine, the blades will be easy to make in fiberglass. The problem is these parts. Where we attach them to the axle, they're too complicated. Think you can simplify them? Then how about this? That might make it too weak, right? You sure about that? Then maybe we can trim these parts down. No, Chan, can we go back to the classroom? I suppose so. It seems this might take a while. We're so engrossed in our discussion that we hardly notice everyone leaving us completely alone. Is Atri here? She hasn't spoken the entire time. Thus, construction gets underway. The first order of business is to carve some large polystyrene blocks into shape. These will form the molds for the different parts of the turbine, which will be layered with fiberglass resin and left until it sets into shape. Fiberglass's ability to be molded like this is one reason why it's such a widely used material. Also, its high strength to weight ratio makes it perfect for car fenders and boat hulls. And a bit here, a bit there, and there. Kinda looks like snow when you carve it like that. Whoa, yeah. We don't get to see Child B or Child C. The kids are mostly treating this like fun, but they're still doing good work. Once they reach a certain point, however, I have to step in to do the more delicate parts. Let me help too, Natsuki-san. She looks up at me with puppy dog eyes. Not a chance, he'll break everything into 1,000,000 pieces. Oh, such is the fate of a killing machine. I must learn to control my horrific powers. We've got limited resources here. We can't afford too many failures. I'm going to go and check up on how it's going downstairs. Come give me a hand. Okay. Takes my hand with a disconsolate pout. We can tell that work is going on as soon as we approach the stairs on the second floor. The to the second floor. The sound of clanging metal echoes off of the old concrete walls. The sound stops as we approach the classroom. Damn, this stuff's hard. Hard? Ooh. Ryuji rests his pickaxe against the wall and takes off his gloves. His hands are red, raw, and calloused. This might be more difficult than I anticipated. I thought I could manage it, but at this rate it's going to take a whole month just to get the hole made. This dilapidated old building is more sturdy than I ever could have imagined. I've only just started and I'm already starting to think we've been a little naive. Maybe I should help out too. Nah, I'm the only one around here built for the rough stuff. I'm sure I'll manage it. He dons his gloves again and grabs his pick. To be honest, I prefer if he was freed up to help with the more complicated parts of making the turbine, parts that might require some of his particular specialist knowledge, but I can't exactly do this kind of job with my leg. I suppose it will have to be him who handles the manual work. Archie? Yes? Sometimes it's hard to remember because she looks like such a small, fragile girl, but she's definitely the strongest among us. Her strength is pretty much the only thing she's useful for, unless you've got a real hankering for some crab. Can you help me out? Absolutely, whatever you want. I want you to take this pickaxe and open up a hole here. Just knock out all the concrete in this circle. I mark a line. A line marking out the size of the turbine is drawn on the floor. Seriously, you're gonna make her do it? This will be easy as pie. Let her give it a try. Here I go. Wham! Whoa, she cracked straight through it. That's military robot power right there. You're some kind of army bot? Don't listen to that idiot. Yeah, it's super ultra top secret, so you can't tell anyone, by the way. Jeez, seriously. He can't actually believe her, can he? Well, keep that up, Atri. We're going to do some work upstairs. Atri triumphant smile vanishes. What's wrong? I'm supposed to be your leg. I should be by your side at all times. You know what would be really useful? A leg could take off and have knocked out a floor for you. What a high-performance leg that would be, eh? So don't worry about me. Everyone else is up there to look after me. Atri throws aside the pickaxe and trots over to me. She grabs a hold of my shirt sleeve. As a robot, my operational priorities are hard-coded, and being by your side is my highest priority. Right, well, looks like I'm staying here. I'm worried that you won't stick to the line anyway. Ryuji, can you handle things upstairs? Gotcha. Any problems, just yell. With Ryuji gone, Atri reversed a wide, gleeful smile. Okay, then, in accordance with your wishes, it's time to show you just how high-performance a demolition machine I can be. She happily goes on about swinging the pickaxe. Why does she hate being separated from me so much? I can't tell whether it's part of her programming or that she just wants me to see her working hard. Whatever the case, I'm happy to have her strength to help out. For a while, I have nothing to do but watch over her as she bangs away. Smash, smash, smash. Wait, no, bang, bang, bang. No, you can't smash a robot. When the sun begins to dip and the high tides threaten to invade the second floor, I take Archie up to see everyone. How are things up here? Going great. Oh, fuck. Come back here. Yeah, stop. Come on, guys. I might not feel like it, but this is class, you know. Damn, those kids never shut up. The holding work went well, thanks to Atri. Let's head home before it gets too dark. Oh, wait a moment. While you were downstairs, we made a few things. On the desk is a pile of rice balls and a steaming bowl of miso soup. We helped make them, didn't we? I made that one really big rice ball. I helped Minami-chan make the soup. Work as a grub, huh? I thought everyone might be hungry. May as well chow down before we go. Those look nice. You can have some too, you know. Really? Yeah, you worked hard enough, I suppose. Delicious food makes you happy, right? Of course! Here you go, Atri-chan. Yay, thanks, Minamo. Food tastes even better after a hard day's work. I know, right? There's plenty more where that came from. Oh, 1 second! Everyone hungrily chomps through the little packets of salty rice. Everybody's so famished from a long day of work that they all disappear with astonishing speed. Reading this dialogue about them eating is making me hungry. What's up, Nice-kun? Don't you like them? No, they're great. It's the absolute simplest of foods, and it somehow tastes so much better than anything I can imagine some big shot chef making. The crab yesterday was great too, but you can't really mess up crab. Better after a hard day's work, huh? I savour the salty taste against my tongue, thinking about how long it's been since I ate such a fulfilling meal. Why does her face look like that? The school has a massive clock, visible to everyone. Why? I've never seen a school like that before. I don't think I've ever seen a Japanese school like that either. I mean, it could be a thing. For a while, every day passes by at this languid pace. Work from sunrise to sunset, enjoy Minama's feast, and then head home. We reach the end of another long, exhausting day. The hole's pretty much done, I think. Almost, yeah. Hey, brats. Why are you going to call us that, Mr. Hitman? Or, I guess, maybe Foreman makes more sense now. I don't need another nickname. Don't go anywhere near that classroom on the second floor. If you let the tide pull you into that hole, there'll be no getting you out. What? We'll really die? Yep, you too, Erika. Don't you go snooping around just because you're curious. Okay. Erika nods earnestly. I think they understand just how dangerous it is. I shouldn't have to worry about them. The molds are all finished. We can start layering the fiberglass in them now. I'll have 2 when I have a hand to spare. Oh, oops, I missed it. Oh, let me just... Thanks, we need all the help we can get. Oh, wait. Huh. I guess I didn't miss a line. Yeah, this really does feel like we're getting ready for a school festival or something. Did they have festivals at your last school, Notican? Well, it wasn't really that kind of place. Everyone was too engrossed in their studies or personal research to enjoy those kinds of frivolous things. It was a high school, right? What kind of high school kid does research? At that place, as long as you could get good results, you could study whatever specialist subject you wanted. Even I did. What kind of thing did you research? The basics of robot construction and potential applications of robots in extreme environments. Robot construction? Wow. Wow, that's amazing. I don't know anything about that kind of stuff, but it's probably, amazing. Huh, so how did you go from fancy research and all that jazz to slumming it in a backwater like this? Well, it wasn't exactly by choice. I laughed darkly, taking a seat and stretching out my right leg. I undo the straps on my prosthetic limb. I was 8 years old when I lost my leg in a tunnel collapse. That was the reason why I came to this town. My mother died in that same accident. The doctor said that I should recuperate somewhere peaceful, and so I was left with my grandmother. That was back before the seas rose, when the coasts around here were so beautiful. The landscapes were truly stunning too, almost serene enough to soothe a soul as fractured as mine. One day, after I'd recovered, I met a girl. Oh, you mean me? No, it was a beautiful, older girl. Don't worry, Minama-chan. It was all thanks to her that I was able to get back on my feet again, and then I met Minama too. Yeah, we used to play together all the time, didn't we? Granny even let us go on her boat sometimes. Granny, my grandmother, Yachigusa Nonko. Whenever she found me sneaking onto the ship that I now call my home, she'd scream my ears off. What kind of kid was he? Well, he was pretty gloomy. Even if you tried to talk to him, sometimes he'd just stare at you completely stony-faced. The more things change, eh? But he was always really clever. He'd teach me about so many things, just like he does now. Yeah, it sounds like it's completely the same. Yeah. Sorry for being such a miserable kid. He did start to smile a lot more when you'd been living here for a while, though. During the time that I was hanging around with Namo, I was gradually getting used to life without my right leg. And then, well, I thought I had to save the world. My father got me to apply for the academy. I passed the entrance exams fairly easily with a little studying. Oh, what's up with your old man anyway? Where is he? Well, I don't know. He's probably out there somewhere working on his own projects. He probably doesn't even know that I'm back here. The hell? Sounds like a real great dad, huh? Some fathers are like that. Anyway, I got into the academy and I threw myself into studying how to save the world. My father did give me one thing as a present when I started, a cybernetic leg, a much nicer one than this piece of junk. It was a particularly advanced, expensive model. It read the brain signals that would normally be travelling into my leg and moved accordingly. It was perfect, high performance even. It was like I was whole again. I worked hard to stand out at the top of the middle school classes and carried on those results in the high school division. Even the teachers were humbled by my knowledge sometimes. I can imagine that, you there, looking down on the adults with that superior expression of yours. It's like he can look into the past. Yes, it's true, I would always try to humiliate the less specialized teachers with my particular fields of knowledge. I just couldn't respect them. They were like cogs in the machine. That didn't make for the best relations with everyone there. That all changed at the beginning of this year. I couldn't afford the tuition fees anymore, just my father's stipend. That gave the teachers the perfect excuse to have me excluded from lessons. That's horrible. Yeah, you got those kind of adults everywhere, don't you? All I could think of to do was to sell my cybernetic leg and pay my fees with that. But It's hard to live with a disability when you've got no one there to help you and there's not a single person on your side. It was my own attitude that had left me in that situation, but naturally I didn't consider that at the time. In the end, I just couldn't stay there anymore. I ran away. The air among all listening doesn't seem quite so sympathetic after hearing my tale of self-inflicted woe. Look at who I'm talking to. There's Ririka, who lost her parents and her home and now lives in a dark, empty classroom. What I've been through is nothing compared to her. Ryuji's family lost their home too, and I'm sure the other kids have similar stories. Everyone this cursed age has their own pain. So that's what happened. You've been through the ringer too, huh? Hasn't everyone? I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I told everyone who killed 3 people. I'd rather everyone think that than know the truth, if anything. But why'd you come back here, though? Couldn't you have gone back to your dad or something? I thought I'd just get in his way. My grandmother was, at least, well, still alive, so, you know. That's your entire reason? Nothing else? What else could there be? Dude, like, me being here? Haha, of course not, I'm joking. Get a little carried away there, haha. I guess that's part of it too, a true story. Not be completely alone, at least. If there's one thing my time at the academy taught me, it's that. Really? Ryuji grins. I get what's really going on here. You came back looking for that girl you liked. Ha ha ha. Huh, really? Oh, he's gone all red. Haha, well, that's a surprise. I thought you were some high and mighty gloomy guts, but maybe you got a cute side to you after all. Shut up. Coming out here chasing his first love. Sweet dude. God, I shouldn't have got carried away. I've said far too much. What was the point in talking about all that stuff anyway? Sorry, dude. I didn't want to make you mad. I just thought you might be a nice guy. Then look on the surface. Say, Ryuji, you're well known around here, right? Don't say another word. I know what you're gonna say, and the answer's obviously, yeah, I'll help you find her. No, I was just thinking that you might be able to help me find a job. Can't rely on my father anymore, so I need to find some way to support myself. Well, I could probably get you a part-time job somewhere. Should be somewhere that'll take 'em, right, Minamo? I'm not sure about that. There are only so many jobs that someone in my body can manage. I've got debts I inherited from my grandmother. If I don't pay them back, well, I'll have to sell Atri. No way. You can't do that, right, Atri-chan? No, I've always understood that it will happen. In fact, I'd really like to help out by being sold and making him a lot of money. Ideally, I'd like him to be able to buy a brand new leg, and not that he'd ever be able to get one as high performance as me, of course. I've told you that's not what I want. Get it into that toaster brain of yours. You say that word again. According to the relevant law, that means that you have a toaster for a brain, not me. That doesn't even make sense. What are you, 4 years old? As we while away the time with idle foolishness, the evening sun starts to dip below the horizon. The dazzling amber of its rays glimmers off the incoming tide, illuminating our faces. My, we should really get the kids back home before it gets dark. She rings her little handbell, and class officially comes to a close. We hurriedly pack together anything we need to take home, leaving a small mountain of shredded polystyrene behind. If I find anything decent, I'll let you know. Don't you get your hopes up, though. Times are hard around these parts lately. That's okay, thanks. Atri, my dear moments. Next part, coming right up here. Here we go. I'd say there's probably about half an hour left in this video, because at least a few days of construction pass. We've now moved on to one of the most important parts of the process, moulding the fiberglass. Fiberglass is made by forming glass matting over a mould, in our case made of polystyrene, and then applying a hardening plastic resin. Glass matting is comprised of woven glass fibers, which are impregnated by the resin. What? What? Is this, like, correct translation right here? What? Couldn't you use a different word, please? You then layer these impregnated mats on top of each other in your mold so they take the shape you need. Hold on, let me just look up that definition real quickly. Impregnated definition. Soak or saturate something with a substance. Okay, apparently that's the number 1 meaning for it. And then number 2 is obviously the thing I was thinking of. So apparently this was used correctly. No, it's not a translation error. After hardening and polishing the surface, you're left with a hard, glass-reinforced plastic. You were relieved. It's strong, durable, and water-resistant enough to be used for boat hulls and numerous other applications. It's not the most exciting material to make, but it's simple and easy to work with. In our case, we'll be making the central part of our generator, the water turbine. And I'm thankful to say that after several days of our moulding, our turbine blades are coming together. It's going to be a while before these things will harden up properly. When fiberglass cures, it gives off a horrendous stench. Even with the windows open, it's tough to even stay in the same room at the stage of the process. Maybe we should go shopping while this is drying. We make our way to the market district. What you asked for just came in, lad. I've been waiting for this. The real heart of our generator is here. The main part of the core is the motor. This one's a basic second-hand model, but if we can make it spin, the magnet rotating inside the internal coil will generate electricity. To convert the electricity into a useful voltage, we've got some wires and a transformer to attach it to. We've already got a battery, haven't we? The old junker we've been keeping in my place is going in it. That'll be enough, right? Yeah, more than enough. One of the problems with renewable energy resources is that the amount of power they generate throughout the day isn't very inconsistent. But by storing some of the surplus energy generated in a battery when conditions are good or power usage is low, you then have a backup for when your usage exceeds what you're generating. How much will that be? He taps away at his calculator. This should be good, you know. My margin's pretty fine for you on this one, you know. Even so, it's an amount that would stretch the purse strings of any high schooler. Ryuji, Minamo, and I all have to pool our resources in order to afford it. There goes all of my allowance for the month. We're on the same boat, don't you worry. I don't even know how I'm going to get through tomorrow at this rate. More satisfied customers. Did I just change his accent? Just as we're about to trudge out the store, the owner calls out behind us. Oh yeah, you know that gal with the flashy makeup you were hanging around with? Catherine? What, did she do something stupid again? That was Hana-chan, wasn't it? Was it? Who? I don't know her real name or anything about her for that matter. All I know is that she said that she came from the big city. Huh, gotcha. I guess it wasn't her after all. A lot of rumors have been going around her, though. Some are saying she's a dead ringer for some Hana-chan Sada Hanako took off 3 years ago. I don't really know how to respond. I hardly know anything about Catherine, let alone this Hana-chan. Next time I see her, I'll ask about that. Catherine isn't a very Japanese name. She's probably American. Maybe. When we got back, Ruka is working by herself. That was weird. And a 1 and a 2. Huh, you've done pretty good at that. Yeah, Miss Natsuki told me how. How? Ruka doesn't even look away from her work. Mr. Natsuki? What, you like a teacher now or something? I didn't say that, it's a secret. Huh, we already hiding something, kid? No way, I'm not hiding anything, nothing at all. She does a strange little dance, which doesn't make her denial any more convincing. Luckily, Ryuji quickly grows bored of teasing the kid and returns to his own business. For a while, we were all silently engaged in our work. Hey, Natsuki, you know what that guy said about Hana-chan? Something wrong, Burka? Nothing? I think I know who he was talking about. Really? Yeah, now that I think about it, my eldest sister used to be friends with a girl who was called Hanako. Her last name was something, too. Hanako Osaka, or Osama, or something like that. Why do you know her, though? An acquaintance of mine looks like her, apparently. Or maybe she really is a local? I don't want to pry into other people's pasts too much. But if she's going around calling herself Catherine, there must be something she's trying to hide. Okay, so she is actually American. Not American, Japanese. I won't dig too deep into her circumstances, though. By the way, where are the other kids? Playing on the roof, I guess. I didn't see them when I went to check a minute ago. Rika, do you know where they've gone? I think they went downstairs. I told them not to, but... Oh, shit. Downstairs. Blood rushes instantly to my head. Atri! Yes, sir! I grab a hold of her hand and start running. The second floor is on the brink of being swallowed by the high tide. I rush into the waters, trudging through the waters, crashing against my legs. I can feel my feet about to give way beneath me, but Atri keeps me upright. Ah! Toru-kun! We hear the sound of screams coming from the room where our drainage hole is now filling with water. That's the first time I've heard Child B's name. We charge across the threshold. Huh? And find there, soaking wet and holding a child beneath each arm on the lip of the hole, Catherine. Behind her, the tide is swirling around the hole in rising and falling motions, almost as if it's breathing. Atri, take the kids. Roger. She grabs each of them from Catherine's arms and pulls them back into the corridor. I pull Catherine to the door as the water surges behind us. My prosthetic leg almost slips from beneath me. It's fixing, strained against my stump, but I manage to force my way back into calmer water barely. What the hell do you think you two are doing? She instantly begins scolding the two children. Didn't anyone tell you not to come down here? It's dangerous. I'm sorry. I was the one that said we should go take a look. If I wasn't there, you'd have been sucked right into that hole. Why were you here? That's the real question. No one would have been able to save you, not even me. I'm sorry. Catherine glares at the pair of whimpering children, then she throws her arms open and pulls them into a tight hug. I'm so glad you're safe. The kids wail and bawl as they cling to her. She gently strokes their backs as they weep into her shoulders. She's like, Mummy. Mummy, you will. What? Why did I say that? No. What the hell's going on? As relieved as I am to find the kids safe, I'm equally as confused as to why Catherine is here. Oh, so am I. Don't you worry. She's going to be our teacher now. She accompanies us back to the classroom, where she suddenly turns on us. What do you think you're doing? Don't you know how to look after kids properly? Don't you know how to not murder me? I'm sorry. Me too. We are all kids, you dumbass. You're the only adult here. Listen here, children do exactly whatever you've told them not to do. It's in their nature. Hell, they'll even end up doing stuff you would never have thought to warn them about. It doesn't matter how much you warn them, you have to keep a good watch on them too. We're sorry. It's not just dangerous for them, it's dangerous for you too. I was almost getting sucked into that vortex down there too. If that thing gets you, it's lights out for you. Sorry, that's the fault of my design. Her scolding is so strangely powerful that everyone, me included, looks suitably cowed. I feel far more scared than I ever did when she had a knife in my throat. You're just a bunch of brats after all. Little kids playing pretend at being teachers, all the three of you. What she's saying is painfully true, so much so that even I can't bring myself to say a word. We've been so careless that we've exposed little children and ourselves to potential death. We made a huge mistake. Regardless, I have to clear something up. Why exactly are you here, though? I was just passing by. Passing by the school you can only get into by boat. I'm sorry, Ruka, why are you apologizing? I took her in. You what? She threatened to murder you. Oh, this is what happened. I hope the generator's finished soon. I want to read all kind of books all night. Huh? I've sinned again. What's that? A school? It's sinking. Marvelous. The old school. There's another regret to throw in the pile. Booze, more booze. Get a hold of yourself, huh? So she was passed out drunk in front of the school and you took her in. You shared your food with her, and she's been living here secretly since then. Ruka, don't make me sound like some kind of stray dog. Is it bad if Han-chan stays here? Well, not necessarily. Everyone looks around uneasily, unsure of how to answer. She really isn't just some kind of stray we can feed, or clothe, or something. Don't worry about me, I'll make my excuses and go. Thanks for the roof over my head. She strokes Ruka's head and swiftly makes her way out of the door. Han-chan. We should lock up that room to make sure the kids can't get back in there anymore. Yeah, and when we actually start using the generator, we can put up a grating so any water can get through. We hurriedly incorporate a few more safety precautions into our design. The days pass as the fucking generator. Soon after a lot of trouble and some significant mistakes, our generator is ready to be installed. Wow, that was quick. At low tide, we assembled in the classroom to put it into place. We positioned the turbine over the hole in the floor, link its axle to the motor and enclose that, along with the transformer and battery, within a protective fiberglass casing to keep them dry. Okay, installation complete. After Ryuji finishes hooking up the wires to the battery output, everyone breaks out into applause. Can we use the electricity now? Can we have the fan on? Not yet. This will only start making electricity when the second floor fills up at high tide, and then the water starts going back out. It's not going to be generating a massive amount either, so we'll need to charge the battery properly for a while to make sure we've got enough power. It'll be night before we can use it, right? Exactly. Which I suppose it's perfect. We'll test it out then, and I suppose you can have a party or something while we do. Pfft, what's with the tones if you're above having fun? Yeah, I know you want to have a party too, Natsu-kun. I don't really care. But you always look like you're in heaven when it's the end of the day, and you get to chow down and Minamo's feast. Everyone snicks at Archie's innocent observation. Okay, I'm looking forward to it, whatever. You're so cute, Natsu. Really? Ryuji sidles up to me and playfully knocks his shoulder against mine. Hey, stop that. Come on, we've not done wiring up the lights yet. If we don't finish by tonight, we won't be able to test them out. Not that I have a problem with that. Yeah, you're right. Let's get that done so we can party hard. Hey, yo, what do you mean by that? In order to actually light the classroom, we'll need to run wiring from the generator. Ryuji will be handling that. Minamo tinkles her handbell. Okay, back to the classroom. We've got to make up for all of the studying we've missed making this thing. Oh, come on. Can't we take today off? Nope, no way. Come on, let's go. With characteristic energy, we dive right back into normal lessons. The bright blue sky, the bright orange sky. The sun sets on our sinking town. The tide should just about be going out now. I head down to the second floor to take a look. I take particular care, given what happened earlier, not to let myself be dragged in by the current. Oh, it's moving, Natsuki-san. Although the tide retreated, the second floor is still full of water as a result of our dam. It looks like we'll have plenty of water, but the flow is pretty slow. It's not making much of a whirlpool. Turbine isn't moving at all yet, but I expected that. It should spin more when the tide is low enough that there's a bigger gap between the hole and the water level on the floor below. I just got DM'd. It should spin more when the tide is low enough. Oh, yeah. Okay. The problem is making sure there's enough water left when it starts to turn properly. I made the hole smaller than it could be in order to slow the flow. Until then I keep being deemed. I'm usually... If that's not enough, then blocking the doorway completely with a door that can be opened to let water into the room is another option, and that would require extra construction, though. Using a sandbag dam to hold in more water might be an easier option to consider. Guess we'll see what happens. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. After class, everyone goes home briefly, only to soon return to the school. Hope that thing's working properly. If it isn't, we can just adjust it. Hey guys! Rurika waves eagerly down at us from the window. We carefully make our way up to the classroom by flashlight. You're so late, I was almost going to turn it on myself. If the generator is working, then the light should come on if we just flick the switch on the wall. Rurika must have been fighting their temptation this whole time. Come on, let's not pretend it's some kind of big event, just flick the switch. Psh! I can tell that you're the most excited of all of us. I can see from your eyes sparkling. Even in the dark, you can't get past my cyber senses. Shut up, Toaster. This is anti-robot discrimination. Didn't anyone ever tell you to respect your elders? I'm older than you, though. So, who's gonna hit the switch? Well... It's got to be Mr. Natsuki. Yeah, I think so too. You worked the hardest. Really? I think Ryuji and Atri did most of the work. Most of the construction was handled by Ryuji, and we would never have broken through the floor if not for Atri. We wouldn't have been able to do anything without your blueprints, though. Well, hell, we wouldn't have even thought to do this without you. I could never have come up with a plan like this. Man, you guys from fancy schools really are something. I sigh and shake my head, if only to hide my blushes. Well, I suppose I shall humbly take on this duty. I can't even see the switch, though. Atri, give me a hand. Affirmative. She takes me by the hand and leads me to the wall. Right, here we go. The switch clicks. Yeah, let's go! Wait, hold on. I forgot about the chocolate that was left on my desk. It's on! Yeah, let me just eat this real quick. Except these are kind of hard to get into, aren't they? They're like dark chocolate balls. I love eating dark chocolate balls, bro. I love eating balls. Little balls that are black and chocolate. It takes a moment, but the light gradually twinkles into life. Wow, it's so bright. Wow, amazing. The children dance around excitedly. Say it's the first time they've ever seen such a simple thing. Come on, it's not that big a deal. It's so bright. It's incredible, not so good. What are you crying for? Pathetic. Both of them have tears streaming down their cheeks. Funny. Why are you crying? Has there been some kind of failure? No. Archie looks at them in utter confusion. It's just, I haven't seen it to be so bright at night since the seas rose. Exactly. Normally the only lighting in this town is... Okay, I had to read this how it's said, not like how it's supposed to be said. Normally the only lighting is battery-powered torches, candles, and oil lamps. They only provide you with the bare minimum of light, which leaves the place quiet and gloomy by night. As much as they might try to play it down, for people who have been enduring those conditions for many years now, this must really be moving. I thought this town was completely doomed. The population's dwindling and the school's shutting down. All of the adults have completely given up to the point where they won't even hire us a teacher. Yeah, we've always just been told to shut up and accept what they tell us. I thought we didn't have the power to change anything ourselves. Thank you so much, Natsuko, I'm so glad you came back. Just because we've lit up one classroom doesn't mean that we'll change the entire town and its future, guys. In fact, basically nothing has changed at all. I know, but it's so bright. We've done this, all alone, without any help. I suppose bright lights like these might give the disappearing some hope. And if someone has hope, they can move forward. No matter how far away that light is, even if it's a million light years away, someone with hope can walk on, believing that one day they may reach it. That's deep. I can read books even in the night time now. It feels like the sun's still up. I can play all night instead of going to sleep. You should probably go to sleep. No, you should probably go to sleep. What are you guys smiling about? They think they can stay up all night. Minamo and Ryoji watch the smiling children with moist eyes. Even I find my usual stony expression relaxing somewhat. The only person in the room not visibly moved is Atri. She merely looks on impassively. What's wrong with you? So people cry when they're happy. Which means that everyone is happy now. Is that a correct interpretation of the situation? Yeah, that's right. You should be happy too. We made this light together after all. I see. This is a situation in which I should be happy. I don't possess crying functionality, though. How about you just smile, then? Roger. Atri grins widely and joins the dancing children. Hey, it's so bright. It is, henchman. What a wonderful sight. With everyone present in high spirits, we begin our tidal-powered celebration party. It's so cool with the fan blowing on you. I want to get electricity at home too. If it was as bright as this at my place, I could stay up all night having fun. I could not live without electricity, bro. We wouldn't even be playing this game if we didn't have electricity, bro. I wouldn't be able to play Geometry Dash 2.2 if I didn't have electricity, bro. That's the problem here. That's the problem with this whole thing. What is this? Oh, I can clip. Oh yeah. Okay, funny. Anyway, no. If it was as bright as this at my place, I could stay up all night having fun. Oh wait, no, that's a guy's voice. Hold on. If it was as bright as this at my place, I could stay up all night having fun. You can't do that. You'll set a bad example for the little ones. Is it bad for me to stay up reading books too? As long as it's not too late, that's okay. The party looks like it will go on long into the night, fueled by Minama's home cooking and plenty of freshly squeezed juice. Juice? I love juice right from the tap, eh? Eventually I find myself sitting by the window spacing out. Are you tired, Natsuki-san? No, I'm fine. What's up, Natsu? Already flagging? You've been up every night working up the blueprints, right? That's something unusual for me. I've pulled a lot of all-nighters. I stuck my head out of the window to take a breath of fresh air. A warm wind tickles my face, tinged with the scent of the sea. What's wrong? Drawn by my gaze, Atri looks out of the window. I think we should go after all. Yeah, maybe it's time for you to get to bed. Seriously, you okay? Should I take you home or something? Make sure you get back? Don't worry about us. Natsuki-san's got a little old high-performance me with him. Atri waves him away with a haughty huff. Take her by the hand and make a move towards the door. Okay, we're gonna head out. See you, Natsu. Have a good night, Natsu-kun. Nighty-night. With Atri and tow, I leave the party behind. I think this is longer than, Doki Doki Literature Club. With the lights on, they really managed to make a generator. What are you doing out here exactly? Ah! Atri, don't let it get away! Roger! Atri darts in front of the retreating Catherine. What, you gonna get revenge on me for that time I nearly shanked you? That's not what I'm here for. I saw you sneaking around, so I thought I'd come out and talk. If you wanted to party with everyone, you could have just come in. You could now, in fact, it's not too late. No, I'm getting ready to leave this town anyway. I was just going to check if Rubica was okay, since she helped me out before. Don't you still need to get those dares back from me? I'm writing that off as a failure. Really now? So much for being a pro deer collector. I lied about that. If I really was pro, I'd take the robot by force right here. Just you try it. Catherine flinches in the face of the tiny girl's menacing glare. Nah, I think I'll pass, thanks. I'm going to get a new job. I'm not cut out for the deer business. Your real name's Hanako, isn't it? Don't call me that! I'm Catherine now. I discarded my past long ago. Do you have any idea what you'll do now? It's going to be hard for her to find a job in this economy. As I anticipated, for a moment there is nothing but an uneasy silence. I'll do anything as long as it keeps me alive. Even something illegal? I get the feeling you're not that kind of person. You were the first to react when the kids are in danger, and you seem like an old hand when it comes to disciplining them. I just happen to be there, that's nothing. Made me think, I've got a job that might just be perfect for you. Huh? She fixes me with a look of guarded curiosity. You could be our teacher! Catherine the teacher, or Hanako, I guess. The next day. There's no more work left to do on our generator. Our plan now is to keep testing it and deal with any problems as they come up. The major modification we want to make is to block the entrance with a door with a metal grate and a lock in order to keep anyone passing by from going in. Ryuji will be dealing with that. As such, our busy days of construction have come to an end and normality returns to the classroom. Good morning, everyone. Morning, Mr. Natsuki. Once more, I'm stood at the front of the class playing at being a teacher. Of course, I don't have a license or any kind of training, but perhaps because of my work on the generator, everyone seems to look at me as if I'm a real teacher. Before we start today, there's someone I want to introduce to you. Come on in. Huh, another transfer student? Oh, I wonder who it is. Through the door walks a familiar figure. What the a certain gaudily dressed, cleavage-bearing woman without a past. Yep, exactly. Why are you leaving down there, bro? Hana-chan! Don't call me that, the name's Catherine. No, it's pretty obviously Hana-chan. So you're Hanaka-san, right? Everyone's gonna annoy you. Why do you insist on that name anyway? It's the most generic Western name you could possibly choose. What? I think it's cool. It makes me sound mysterious. I get the feeling this argument is going to go absolutely nowhere, so I quickly move the conversation along. One of my friends is called Catherine. Anyway, Catherine's going to be our teacher from now on. Seriously? Really? Right. Asada Hanako, aka Catherine, used to be an elementary school teacher in this town. But the school was swallowed up by the ocean, and she lost her job and quit the town shortly after. Well, a lot of stuff happened. When I asked her about what happened to Asada Hanako, Catherine set off into the distance with a faraway look in her eye. When I arrived in the city, I tried my hand at being a private investigator. Oh, why that? I didn't want to interrupt her story, but I couldn't help myself. Well, who quits being a teacher and suddenly decides to become a detective? Why do you think? It's just cool. But the job wasn't exactly what I thought it would be then. Would it be? I got involved with a lot of dodgy characters back then. There was one guy there in particular who took a particular liking to me, and I ended up letting my guard down with him. Turns out he was a conman. Okay, you fucked him. Okay, cool. He took off with what little money I had, leaving me with nothing but a single reposition order. A client had just given it to me and said, turn this into cash. I wasn't a debt collector, but I'm the one your granny's creditors came to. Why did you say you were a debt collector then? I thought that might scare you into giving up the cash. If I was just some random woman, I thought you'd skip out and paying it. Well, that's what ended up happening in the end, though. On that subject, I had no intention of selling Atri, but when the time I've requested ends, he's free to sell me. So that's the deal. It's not like it's not what I'd like ideally, but when the time comes, I'll split the proceeds with you. I'll survive until then somehow, so don't worry. Her face told me that she wasn't expecting any money from me anymore. I need to find a job for that, though. Exactly what kind of thing do you think you've got for me? Whether you'll be able to actually get a proper salary for this job, I can't promise, but it'll give you somewhere to live. It's perfectly suited for your skills, too. Well, that sounds ideal. This isn't some kind of con, is it? I pointed toward the half-submerged building with a single light behind her. I want you to teach here. Well, I've got nothing better to do, and it's dangerous letting you brats hang out here alone. So I may as well do a bit of teaching while I'm here looking after you. Right, I get that, but still Catherine? Everyone seems more confused by her naming choices than the fact she's our teacher now. So, this place got a dormitory or somewhere for me to sleep in? You should know from your last spell here that that's not the case. It was comfortable enough for you in this room, wasn't it? I had a feeling that might be the case. Yay, I'm taking an out of 10 again! Told you not to call me that. Stop making me sound like a stray dog. Having been a professional teacher, naturally Catherine has a proper teaching license. It should be possible, with a little discussion with the local government, to get her a proper salary. The mayor, in fact, is Minama's father, so I've asked him to talk things through with the other powers that be around here. If things go well, she should end up officially employed here. And thus, another one of the school's problems might just be solved. One can only hope that another of the school's problems have been solved. What's happening here? When I arrived back in this town, I had no hopes, no dreams. I simply needed a place to go after I ran away from the academy. I hated the idea of depending on my grandmother, but a dropout like me hardly had anything else to do, had no future. But then I met her. The strange, unpredictable robot girl. A humanoid who had been sleeping beneath the sea for years upon years. Without even knowing it, she started to change me. Every single day since I met her has been so hectic and full of drama. I spent so long stubbornly thinking that I had to live by myself to have the strength to be alone. Then she came into my life, and I didn't even have the time to think like that anymore. Every time it seemed as if I might stumble and fall amid the craziness of those strange days, I found myself instinctively reaching out for her hand, and it was there that I found gentleness that I had long forgotten. And right now, that hand is holding mine as if it's the most natural thing in the world. But there's something supernatural about this small, delicate girl, robot girl Atri. Since she started living with me, I haven't felt my phantom pain at all. There are a few ways to ameliorate the phenomenon. Ameliorate? Never heard of that word before. One method is to reflect the opposite limb in a mirror and make it appear as if it's not missing at all. The brain will be fooled by this, and the pain will stop. An artificial limb can help too, but what seems to be a similar mechanism. Back when I had just lost my leg, I suffered horrendous phantom pains all the time. The cybernetic leg my father gave me completely cured it. It was such a high-tech model that it felt like I had my real leg back. But when I was forced to sell it, the agony returned. Natsuki-san, what we'll be studying today? We'll be reading some literature. I know it's not your forte, but I want you to try thinking about the feelings of the author when they were writing. How is a robot like me supposed to know how to do that? Whole point of studying is to learn how to do things you think you can't. Atri promised that she would become my new leg, and I haven't felt that phantom pain again since. Recently I've spent so much time poring over blueprints in the middle of the night that I often find myself collapsing on my desk. Even without Atri sleeping in my arms, I haven't been assailed by those torments. Guess I owe it to you. Finally, you're seeing how useful I can be. I've been telling you all this time how high performance I am. That's why I'm sure you're going to absolutely love the lunch I secretly stayed out making for you last night. Look forward to it, okay? Have you been wasting my food again? I slam my palm down on the top of her head. Ow! I told you, no touching the supplies until you've actually learned how to make something non-toxic. I'll try, I swear I'll try. Please let me go. Every day is lacking in rhyme and reason and filled to the brim with the unexpected. Yet somehow it's starting to become so comfortable. Not to. Morning, Ryuji. As I walk into the classroom, Ryuji throws his arm around my shoulder. I'm getting used to this too, bizarrely. Gary, you've been all over him lately, Ryuji. They're getting along so well. Natsuki-san's already got me to support him. He doesn't need you too, Ryuji. So, Natsu, remember what we were talking about before? You know, the job. Yeah? I've had an idea. Why don't we set up a salvage business? What, salvaging things for cash? Yeah, you've got a sub, right? I've heard of people operating those kind of businesses. Generally, they are hired to retrieve crew and cargo from sunken ships, or even raise the ships themselves. I never thought about that. Is there enough of a market for salvage around here? Of course there is. Pretty much everyone around here is in a situation like my family. Everyone has something precious or valuable that wants salvaging. He has a point. I can still vividly recall the glistening of the tears in Minamo's eyes when we first turned on the classroom lights. Most of the people here were forced out of their homes by the ocean, living without electricity in what remains of the town. Many of them are families who have lived here for generations, likely with precious heirlooms and memories left deep on the ocean floor when they fled in panic. Oh, what's going on? Let me help too! Oh yeah, you can help too. Earn yourself a little pocket money. Yay, pocket money, awesome! If someone had suggested an idea like this to me when I first returned to the island, I would have laughed in their face. Bunch of kids running a business? Don't be foolish. I thought exactly the same thing Ryuji did, that children like us didn't have the power to change anything. But we have, haven't we? Our achievements may be small so far, but we know now that we can change things. I never would have found myself answering the way that I do before. Sounds like it could be interesting. Let's give it a try. Wait, I can't for a second imagine what the future might bring. That's exactly why it's interesting. Great, then it's decided. Let's meet up after school to have a strategy meeting. Yay, strategy! Okay, y'all, time for class. I accidentally skipped over that. Let me go into the log. Okay, y'all, time for class. Get your butts on your seats. Catherine enters the classroom ringing the handbell. My Namo, now the class president, leads us in greeting her. Stand up, everyone. Bow and good morning. I guess I must. Morning. So, any absences? Doesn't look like it. Heh, teaching this class this small will be a walk in the park. Oh God, don't jinx yourself, Catherine. Was it a piece of cake over the course of that day? Somewhere in the far-off distance I feel like I can hear the sound of gears spinning. A turbine? No. I think it might just be the future, turning in a direction I could never have imagined. That's metaphorical and kinda cool. Next. We go next, ladies and gentlemen. Suddenly, a great black shadow spread across my entire world. My mother slams on the brakes and the car comes to a spinning, squealing stop, smashing hard against the concrete. Oh God, this got dark real quick. Before we can move, the shadow is upon us, enveloping us, weighing down on us, becoming everything. The thunderous roar of the shadow fades to a silence so baneful I can hear my heart pounding in my ears. Mom! Mom, where are you? My finger scrapes with dirt as I try to crawl in desperation toward her. Oh shit. Ugh! Then I feel it, a pain like nothing I've ever felt before. My right leg is buried in darkness, completely mobile. It's like a great ravenous beast that's crushed it in its jaws, pulling me back as frantically as I try to escape. Help! Mom! Anyone! I reach out for a hand to save me, but it finds nobody. Oh, Jesus Christ. My leg, it hurts, it hurts! No one can reach me here, drowning in these pitch-black depths, the darkness filling my agonized body with each scream. Please, anyone, help! Then, as I feel myself slipping into the embrace of oblivion, a glint of light. With it, a hand. Mom. The dark world fades into nothing. When I wake, I'm in a hospital bed. They tell me that my mother is dead, and my leg is gone. I stare vacantly across the sterile white room. White room, not... He has nowhere to be seen. Your father is busy saving the world. No, I'm not going to bother doing a voice for her. If he can't save the world, he can't save you. You're a smart boy, you must understand that. Old Grandma. That's right, if the world can't be saved, neither can I. My father is doing it for my sake. I tried so hard convincing myself that that was the truth. Assailed by the irrationality of it all, the absurdity of what I was subjected to, and now abandoned to the senseless loneliness, I forced myself to believe it. I have to save the world. If I can't save the world, how can I be saved? We back to present now? Looks like it. Here we are. I bring the ship to a stop some 300 meters offshore. Next to us is a boy placed here by us yesterday. Alright, let's get to work. Yeah, let's do this! The three of us busily prepare to start diving. I would happily read a novel. That was a novel about this. And I would happily watch an anime about this game. Soon we find ourselves at the bottom of the sea. Although we're not particularly deep, it's dim and quiet down here. The cramped confines of the sub's cockpit always have their own particular oppressive atmosphere. No matter how many times I dive in this thing, I don't think I'll ever get used to this. There's always the nasty little worry poking at the back of my mind that my leg is about to start aching. Atri will be at school right now. It's not like I don't know where she is. I feel my chest tightening, trapped down here in this tin can, till I hear a voice come through the radio. How's it going, Natsu? Oh, crap. Found the house. The roof has rotted off and drifted away, so it won't be difficult to get in. It should be in the bedroom, second room in from the entrance. It's in the chest of drawers, top one. Roger. Purging the front ballast tanks to dip the Serpent's albus nose, I dive down through the open roof. This looks like the chest. I pull the top drawer open with the manipulator arm. Comes out with surprising ease. Had it not, we would have had to lift the entire thing out with the crane. Filled with all the manner of things, but the arm's grabbers aren't sensitive enough to prick through them. I really should have brought Atri down here. I would have, but I was concerned about letting her spend too much time underwater. She is not built for underwater operations. Plus, it seems like she has club activities today. I found the drawer and I'm bringing it up. Get ready to grab the item out. Roger. Ruruka, get the net. We'll fish out what we need, so bring the one with the longest handle. Yes, sir! Transmission cuts off and I prepare to surface. This involves another sound of managing the ballast tanks. When surfaced, the tanks are filled with air, which is then purged and replaced with water when you need to dive. This reduces the sub's buoyancy and causes it to sink. In order to surface again, you need to purge the tanks of water. This is done by flushing them with compressed air. It's stored in cylinders attached to the sub, but a vessel this size can only hold a limited amount. Running out means you're unable to surface, so you have to limit yourself to one dive per voyage. Of course, if for some reason I did run out at the bottom of the sea, I have the crane to pull me up. It's something I'd rather not have to rely on, however. I pull on levers and flick switches, and air rushes into the ballast tanks. Up we go. While Ryuji is checking out what we've got, what we need to unlock the hatch and climb out. Ryuji, can you handle the docking lines? Roger. I wait in the cockpit while he ties the lines to the ship. Good work out there, Natsu. Here's your stick. Ruruka hands me my cane, which she'd been looking after. Thanks, kid. Standing on the deck on my 3 legs, I finally feel freed from that metal cage. Are you okay? You look kind of bad. I'm just a little tired. I didn't think being this far away from Archie would leave me feeling so jittery. This is the first time since we started living together that I've been away from her for an extended period of time. I suppose this all began with that night when we turned on the lights for the first time. An awful lot has happened since then. Originally, I thought the generator would just end up being used so that Rurika could read books at night. I didn't think that something that we'd started as just a little science experiment would end up producing the results it has. Ugh, I totally don't get this. I tried studying it at home, but it doesn't make any sense. I mean, Namo, help. Who's Yoko? I don't understand that part either, to be honest. Tisk thought as much. Well, excuse me. Let me take a look. Okay, it's this better. This is practically the only place in town where you can see any light glowing after sundown. That single little bulb shining away in the distance has become big news all around town. People are even stopping by after dark just to see it. And that's not the only thing around here that's drawing a crowd. Forget your homework again and you're getting the full force of my special Catherine-style punishment, you hear? Okay. Oh, that's student B and student C. Or like Brat B and Brat C. Catherine has been officially employed by the local district, and the return of a teacher to the school has helped to pull in a lot more students. Now, across all the school years, we've assembled the 20 whole pupils. It's getting pretty lively around here. There's still a lot more children in the town, so when people hear about how things are improving around here, I'm sure we'll get even more kids turning up. Noma smiles widely. Now that we have enough students, we have split teaching duties such that I'm teaching the high schoolers and Catherine takes care of the younger years. That being said, I'm not really a teacher. Our class is largely self-directed, with me just standing on hand to help anyone who has a question. So, do you think you get it now? Yeah, I think so. Thanks, Natsuki-kun. You're super good at explaining stuff. I wonder if Yoko... I think Yoko might be a high schooler, actually. Really? Yeah, you're breaking things down really well. My grades are going to be through the roof compared to before. Yeah, you're so much better at this than my last teacher, and way cooler. Ayo, ayo, ayo! At first I thought it was difficult to explain things in a way that the person listening can process, but something I've gradually worked out some tricks for. That's something I don't think I could ever have done when I was at the academy. Back then it was fine if only I understood something. It was simply other people's fault if they didn't understand what I meant. Here I'm surrounded by kids of all ages and academic abilities. They all have their own strengths and weaknesses and their own ways of thinking about things. I've just been playing at being a teacher, but at the same time it's taught me how important that role is. Natsuki-san, I'm done. Archie waves frantically at me. Finished with the work, I said to her. Wow, you're so fast, Atrichi. That's just how high performance I am. Let's take a look. Yep, all correct. Your methods look good too. Only the most high performance methods for me. You're a robot. Math should be the one thing we don't have to worry about with you. You say that, but she's a household robot who can't do anything around the house. I've learned to expect the worst from her. Yet she's actually a pretty fast learner, particularly when it comes to math and science. She can remember almost everything you teach her, which gives me a surprising amount of satisfaction. She's not technically a student here, but if she was, she'd be one of the best. Legally, she's just my sport robot, but that hasn't stopped her blending in perfectly with the rest of the class. Catherine rings her handbell. Okay, that's it for today. If you're on cleaning duty, stay after class and make sure this place is spotless, okay? As everyone is unwinding at the end of the day, Minamo rushes up at me with a sudden announcement. We're starting a school club! She looms over me, grinning and breathing raggedly with excitement. You mean, that thing we used to have to school voluntarily? Exactly! We had them when I was in middle school, and now we've got more students, I thought I'd start one up again. A lot of schools did used to have clubs, particularly sports clubs, I suppose. The Great Sea Rise dramatically reduced the amount of available land for such frivolous things, though. What kind of club are you thinking of? We're making a cooking club. I'll be the president, and my first club member is Atri-chan here. I pledge my undying loyalty, President Minamo. President Minamo, that's got a ring to it. You're involved with this too? If you give me permission, of course. Atri-chan really wants to make you some delicious food, Natsuki-kun. Huh, sounds like some newlywed going to cooking classes so she can please a new hubby. Hehehe. Dude, she's a robot, but she can still blush. No matter how good a student she might be, I struggle to imagine her getting better at cooking of all things. Memories suddenly flashed across my mind, horrendous, arcane, nauseating pictures of things that could hardly be called food. Do your best. Yay! I can tell you're really excited to see what I can do. You can count on me. She gives me a happy little salute. Maybe not excited. Quotation marks. God, I'm kind of jealous, Natsu. Let's start a club too. Kind of club? Gotta be a music club, right? We'll start a band and have the chicks falling all over us. I'll teach you guitar too, don't worry. Do you, want the chicks, Natsu-kun? Not particularly, no. I knew you'd say that. You're not a creep like Ryu-chan, after all. Shut up, idiot. Well, Natsu's already got his own harem, I suppose. He chuckles and glances past me, Namo and Atri, to where Ririka and Catherine are cleaning on the other side of the room. I'm not part of any kind of harem. Harem? Yay, I love Mr. Natsuki. Hey, I'm not into him like that. Honestly, what are you making me say, damn brats? And apparently, Ririka wants to be part of this harem. You're fucking in primary school. Maybe 13? Oldest? No, 11 oldest. If you're in primary school, then the oldest you can be is 11. Yeah, you're just calling it as I see it. Hey, you eavesdropping on our conversation over there? If we're going to be working our salvage business, we won't have time for club activities. Ah, good point. Right, come on, we don't have the time to be sitting around here chatting. Gotcha. Come on, Ririka, we're heading off. Wait a minute, we're still cleaning. Will you be okay with you kids? I could come too. I ain't letting you try to muscle in and take a cut of our cash, Hana-chan. I would never, and stop calling me that. Will you be okay without me, Natsuki-san? He'll be fine, I can look after this guy. He throws his arm around my shoulder again. I wasn't asking you. Stop being so touchy-feely with him. She forcibly pulls him off me, despite his resistance. I don't know why, but she seems to react like this whenever she sees the two of us getting along. Well, we'll come by to pick you up afterwards, so you just enjoy your club. Take care of it, Minamo. Okay, will do. May fortune smile upon you. With that slightly off-putting turn of phrase, she bids us goodbye. So while Atri's cooking, we're here diving. Really didn't think I'd be the one suffering the most from being alone, though. When I don't have Atri holding my hand, I suddenly become acutely aware of how alien my prosthetic leg feels. Alright, let's get out of here. Ryuji weighs anchor and we set off toward the shore. I sat on the deck exhausted. Hey, Natsu. Yeah? You know Minamo's got a thing for you, right? Huh? Why you bring that up all of a sudden? I'm taken aback by the abrupt question, but I naturally don't let it show on my stony face at all. I notice a difference. Man, you're so easy to read. You're red as a tomato. He grins at me and I turn away with a grumble. Did you seriously not realize? It's not that I didn't, but... Obviously I've noticed that Minamo seems to pay particular attention to me and tries to be exceptionally friendly, but I was hesitant to assume that she possessed those kinds of feelings for me. Dude, everyone can see it. It's basically written on her face. Alright, Ririka? When she looks at you, her eyes are like a princess looking at her prince. At least that's what it looks like going by the stuff I've read in books. I think it'd be a better match for her though, Ryuji. To be honest, I thought that he might have that kind of relationship with her. Huh? I guess no one's told you that we're cousins yet. Oh, well, that changes things. It's no back on my account, dude. If anything, she's too nice of a girl, that one. She doesn't know how to think badly of anyone. I'm worried she'll end up being taken for a ride by some sketchy type. I'd prefer it if it was you taking care of her. Hey, bro, calm. That's some sus language you got going. I don't think that's true. She seems like the type that would say no before anything went too badly for her. But I understand this is concerned as a relative. Even if you say that. What, she's not good enough for you? Don't want to make this sound weird, but I think she's pretty fine. Her family are big shots around here, and she's pretty well off. Well, I guess so. It's true that she's cute and a nice girl. She's always willing to put up with me, even I'm repulsed by how I act sometimes. I'd be lucky to have a girl like her. Huh. That's weird. You suddenly don't look like you're a hitman anymore. Your eyes are completely different. Ririka peers curiously at my face. I know, right? He's a big softy after all, this dude. Aw, that's so cute, Mr. Natsuki. I've almost got used to Ryuji calling me cute by now, but now even Ririka's saying it. You know that Minamo's probably making dinner for you right now. You specifically. That's not right. We're making it for everyone. Nope. I'd bet my Astrocaster on it. And you know my guitar's worth more to me than my life. You lucky, lucky boy, Natsu. Stop teasing me, you moron. Thank you, Ryo-chan. We hand over the item, a watch, to Tomita-san, the shopkeeper. He thanks us over and over again with tears welling in his eyes. This watch was an heirloom handed down to me from my grandpa. I never thought I'd see it again. Even after so many years sunken beneath the sea, the dirty, scratched watch is still keeping the perfect time. Really? I can't thank you enough, Ryu-chan. Don't thank me, old man. It's Natsu here who went and got the thing. Nice to meet you. Not quite sure what tone to take with a man crying over a watch in front of me. Oh, are you that young professor I've heard so much about? Young what? Yep, this is the guy who built the generator and lit up the school. I see. And now you've got my grandpa's watch back too. It appears that I'm a young professor now. The man takes me by the hand and shakes it so vigorously that I think my arm might come off. I help too, I help make the generator too. Oh, good girl, good girl. And creeper. He hands over the free we discussed as well as a little something extra. Here, take this with you too. We just picked it earlier. It's a large, shiny watermelon. Oh, wow, that's huge! Seriously, you don't mind us having this? We've got a big old harvest this year, so go right ahead. By the way, Professor. Yes? There any chance you can make a generator for me too? It's pretty hard here without electricity, you know. That might be tough, but I could probably make you a small wind turbine or something. It doesn't look like there's anything around here that could be used to generate power the way with the water around the school can. Ah, I see, that's a shame. Anyway, see ya, Anyway, see ya, Tomita-san. The job done, we head out of the store. Not much of an earn of that. Riding through the money we earned, Ryuji sighs. Take off our expenses and we're basically making nothing but pocket change. Since we're just a bunch of kids, we've set our prices pretty low. Every dive costs us a significant amount in both fuel costs and compressed air. Our profit margins aren't exactly the biggest. Sorry, Natsu, I know you need the money. It's fine, everyone's hard up, it's just nice to see people happy. Plus, we're making a profit in the form of watermelons, at least. There's something different about you lately, you know? What do you mean? You got all nice. When we first met, I would never imagine you smiling like this. I guess I've just got used to this town, really. I've had a lot more contact with the people around here since we built the generator. I'm not the best communicator, but I've started to realize how warm and accepting they are. I think it's good. I like seeing you like this. Really don't know how to react to someone saying they like, well, anything about me, but that's made me happy. Meh, you've gone bright red again. You're so cute, Natsu. Shut up! Oh, I just accidentally zoomed out of my game. Oh, man, I wish we could light up this whole town, though. This place would be a lot more fun if we had power. Can we, make a huge generator? Could we make, a huge generator and make the whole place as bright as it used to be? Right now, with the sun setting, the streets are completely dark and drab. Hardly anyone's outside. I remember how the town looked when I was a child, even at night. Everywhere was lit up with colourful lights and full of lively, happy people. Don't think that's possible. If we mass-produce a lot of smaller generators, we can at least light the town up, but I don't know if we could ever make the town like it used to be. Man, if even you think that. Tell the truth, the more I've come to understand this town, the more I can see that it's doomed to disappear before too long. Soon, the point will come when it can't survive anymore. Like everything like this world as a whole, it will return to dust. Unless the government does something to save us, we're on the path to ruin. Life will become more and more simple, more primitive. Maybe that wouldn't be so bad. I look down at the heavy, rotund melon Ririka is carrying. Minamo! Ah, there you are. Welcome back, you three. Natsuki-san! As soon as she sees me, Atri beams with a wide grin and rushes up to me. She immediately grabs onto my sleeve, as she always done. Have you been good for me, Namo? Of course! She tried really, really hard, even though she's even worse at cooking than I expected. I've learned a lot now, so next time I'm sure that I'll do better. This means I'm going without dinner tonight, doesn't it? I sighed theatrically, hiding a chuckle. How about that? Minamo nervously holds a box out before me. I made an extra dinner, so if you'd like... Inside the box I can see a perfectly round Hamburg steak and some boiled vegetables. Regis towers up to me with a grin and elbows me in the side. What did I say? Shut up. Hmm? Thanks, Minamo, you're a lifesaver. That looks delicious. I've made one for you too, Ririka. Yay, thanks, Minamo-chan. Hey, could you cut this up for us too? You want a bit, right, Natsuki? You want a bit, right, Natsu? Ryuji places the watermelon on the disc with a satisfied thud. Wow, that's huge. Where'd you get that? Our out client gave it to us. Come on, let's crack this thing open. That's just a spelling error. That's not even a thing. Just how long are you brats gonna hang around here? It doesn't matter if there's electricity or not. If you've got to leave sometime, your parents will wonder where you've got to. Ah, Hana-chan, perfect timing. Don't call me that! We can have watermelon. You want some too? Wow, that's massive. Where'd you get something like that? We got it from our job. You're getting paid in fruit? Seems like it, but who cares? Let's eat. Why did they program you to eat so much? You don't even need the nutrients. Delicious things make you happy. True. Hold on a second, I'll get a knife. No, please, I'm enemy. School days flashbacks. Whatever, just make this quick, okay? Everyone wolfs down the watermelon Minamo carves up. It has such a simple, nostalgic flavour. Nostalgical flavour. I wonder if this video is going to be over 2 hours long. My radio is blaring out some old rock song. The fuzzy guitars of rumbling bass are intensely irritating, and yet somehow comforting. This is one of those bands Ryuji is obsessed with, I believe. Wow, that's good. I know, satisfied sighs. I finished off the dinner Minamo made for me. It's pretty tasty. Watermelon and hamburg steak, both delicious. I should log that before I forget. Atri opens it up at logbook. It's almost half full already, having been used both for her logs and her working class. What do you actually write in that thing? I try to lean over and take a look, but she raises her hand in front of my face. No looking! What's wrong with me looking at them? A master's got the right to look at his robot's logs, right? Logs are intended to be examined for errors should a humanoid need maintenance, after all. No one else can read them, they're pointless. According to my memory banks, reading a girl's daily logs is forbidden conduct. I look at her with puppy dog eyes. Don't make that face. I'm not letting you see it. Embarrassing. I suppose I can't force her to show me if she's that against it. So no looking, okay? Right, understood. I lie down in my bed pouting. Atri glances over at me as she writes. I told Natsuki-san he couldn't read my logs. He started sulking. Hey, you don't need to log that. I tried everything, just as it happened. She finishes and stashes the notebook inside her dress. She must have a pocket in there or something. Cheer up, Natsuki-san. You can hug me all night if you want. Why would I do something so embarrassing? You do it every night, though. Well, I'm not doing it anymore. From now on, I'm sleeping on my own. Tisk is such a petulant child sometimes. Whatever, weren't you supposed to be looking for your lost memories anyway? Oh, I am, though. It looks more like you're just spending every day going to school and studying and then coming home. Indeed, I don't have any other ideas, after all. Are you already alright with that? I glance over at the calendar. About 1/3 of it is crossed out. Huh. That means there's only 30 days left before Atri's deadline. Why don't you read your old logs or something? Atri should have been recording everything that happened to her since she was activated. They'd probably have something in them related to the last order she was given by my grandmother. Just as I'm about to make that point, Atri suddenly flips her dress up in front of me. I'm momentarily stunned until I realize that she's trying to show me the pocket inside. I lost my logs when you salvaged me. I might have dropped them in the capsule or in the sea. Either way, they've probably been ruined by the water. I see. Could you, stop lifting your skirt? Her petite tummy and poofy panties are difficult not to stare at. Why are you embarrassed? You see me in my underwear every night when we go to bed. Well, you're not waving them in my face like that normally, and even then I'm still embarrassed. Oh, you are? Well, I've learned something. Archie drops her skirt back down. Why am I blushing over a robot? Jeez. Well, I suppose she does look and act completely like a girl. Most scholars would agree that AI can't be said to actually possess a soul, but spending so much time around Atri almost makes me think otherwise. Peep! Hey, stop lifting your dress like that. I was testing out what I learned. It seems like it's accurate. You've gone already again. No, I haven't. I bet you really want to use me all night again now, don't you? Do you have to win it like that, idiot? Oh my god. Atri grins at me as I splutter in consternation. She's really enjoying teasing me. If these aren't real emotions, then what else could they be? Anyway, if there's anything you need help with, just ask. Oh? We're searching for your memories, I mean. They've got to be important to you, right? So I'll help you find them. Great, thank you. Arigato gozaimasu. Her warm smile makes my face burn red again for some reason, so I swiftly turn my back to her. It's night time, and almost time to sleep, and yet I'm not afraid of it all now. Wish I could sleep this soundly forever, safe and comfortable in Nachi's arms. Hey, whoa. I guess he did want to use her all night again. Ahem. Minamo. Next morning, I start Minamo in the hall at the school. Morning, Netakun. Morning. Thanks for the dinner last night. It was delicious. Really? Yes, absolutely. My high sensitivity taste sensor is judged at 4 stars out of 5. Only lacking. Shut it, toaster. I thwack her on the back of her head and push her away. Girl, what's that for? If you want, I'll make you something else too. It's the least I can do as the president of the cooking club. I love that, but you don't have to go out of your way. Yeah, it's completely fine. You're always working so hard and I want to help you out. President Minamo. Yes, Comrade Atri? I want to make those hamburger steaks like you do. Will you teach me? Why, of course. As the president, it is my sworn duty. The two of them continue their little role play as we enter the classroom. Minamo's such a nice girl. I know, right? I told ya. At lunch, Ryuji and I sit together on the roof. It used to be quite vague where exactly lessons ended and breaks began, but Catherine has the school day properly scheduled now. I generally bring a lunch that I've bought from the market on the way here. If I didn't, I'd end up having to eat the food Atri prepares. If you want to date her, you should just ask. She's not going to say no. We go on. You've got, like, the perfect chance at the sweet life here, dude. I lean over the railing, gazing far into the distance. That word's exactly what he wants to be doing to, fucking Minamo, eh? On the far-flung horizon, enormous billowing clouds rise like mountains, their shapes almost dissolving into the endless ocean. I already have someone I love. Seriously? Who? I get you. You're talking about that older girl you're into, right? So we silently sit there and stare at the sky. I just don't know how to handle conversations like this. I'm completely new to them. I see, so you're still hung up on her. Yeah, it's not like it's a really serious thing, but, well, I still think about her. How old is this girl? I'm not sure, but I think she was about 5 years older than me. She was really quiet, but so pretty. 5 years, huh? So that'd make her, like, 23? 4? Do you know any girls that age? What about Hana-chan? Not a chance. My reply is instant. I'm absolutely not letting him corrupt my pureness and memories like that. I'm serious, though. Apparently she was a lot more normal back then, I hear. Women change really quick, you know. My sister's the same. No, I'm sure it wasn't her. This girl was more translucent? You could see through? See through? So many horrible things happened to me back then that I'm not even really able to remember many things in detail. Conversely, that somehow makes some fleeting impressions stronger. I'm reading so fast I need to breathe. I keep forgetting to breathe. It's making me yawn. You have not tried to find her? I shake my head. Dude, you've got to be more assertive. You make generators and stuff which adults can't even do, so you should be able to manage that. That part of you is cute, though, I guess. This man's got a crush on me, though. Got a crush on Natsuki. I'm calling it, bro. Ryuji sighs and mumbles to himself. Right, I've made a decision. I'm going to find this girl for you. Hang on a second, you don't have to do that. It's fine, I owe one. Besides, I know a thing or two about the best beauties in town, you know. I can't guarantee I will find her, but it's worth a try, right? I guess. He's right, I probably should do something about these lingering feelings I have for her. I decided to take him up on his offer. And thus, after school, we put into action Operation Natsu's Mystery MILF. I don't need to say that. I don't need to say that. I didn't come up with a name. Oh my god, bro. Calm down, G. Target 1. Marry the flower girl. 23 years old. A soft, gentle beauty. Ring any bells? The two of us peek into the florist's stall from the shadow of a building. The girl's delicate curly hair seems almost see-through, glimmering in the sunlight. Nothing about her face strikes me. No, it's not her. Okay, that's the next target. We sneak through the shadows over to the second-hand bookstore. A bespectacled girl sits behind the counter reading a book and ignoring the customers completely. Target 2, the Princess of the Literary Labyrinth, the owner's daughter. They say she won't even look at a guy unless he reads at least 100 books a month. That probably wouldn't be a problem for you, would it? She's pretty for sure, but I don't really read that many books, and she's not the girl I remember anyway. Damn it, I thought we'd finally found a guy who could sweep the princess off her feet. Tusk. I don't think that was the original point of this exercise, but Ryuji seems to be enjoying himself. Click move on. Did I skip something? No. We quickly move on to the next target. From the shadows, we peek out at a girl sitting on the terrace outside of a pub. Even though it's still daytime, the pub is still open, and the girl is visibly blind drunk. Target 3, the Sloshed Siren. An alcoholic goddess who pretty much lives in the pub. She says she'll live by the booze and die by the booze. She might be constantly plastered, but she's no easy lay. You've got to beat her in a 100-shot tequila drink off before she'll even consider going home with you. Oh, I just zoomed out again completely by accident. How would I do that? I can't even legally drink. Well, putting that aside, how about her? You say translucent, and she definitely only had half there. Well, that's for sure, but I'm struggling to believe the girl I knew back then would grow up into a drunkard. I think her eyes are the wrong colour. Let me move her eyes, what were they like? They were red and deep crimson like rubies. They were so beautiful. That's about the most concrete thing I can remember about her. Yeah. Quite. Ruby red eyes, huh? Right, on to the next one. Target 4, Mommy, the grocer's daughter. One by one, we make our way down a huge list of candidates. The grocer's daughter, the postwoman, the farm girl. Every single one of them is just ever so slightly different from the girl in my memories. Gah, so it wasn't the mermaid of the marina either. Man, I'm all out of ideas here. Wait, there's one more. It might be my big sister. Huh, get with her and I'd be, what, your big brother? Brother-in-law? Ryuji furrows his brows as mumbling something under his breath. Oh my, if it isn't Ryu-chan. Oh, hey, Mrs. Kamishiro. You don't need to be so formal. I've seen her naked, you know. This lady, feigning annoyance and giggling afterwards, is Minama's mother. Judging by the heavy shopping bag she's carrying, she's on the way home after getting groceries. She's significantly older than the girls we've been stalking all afternoon, but she possesses the same beauty her daughter does. Oh, Natsuko, it's been such a long time since I saw you. How are you? You know, getting by. Thank you for making those lunches for me before. They really kept me going. Oh, you're welcome. I know things have been tough since Nonko passed away, so I'm always happy to help. If you wanted to, I'd gladly let you be my son-in-law and mooch off of me as much as you wanted to. Or maybe you could be my live-in lover if you prefer your ladies a little older, a little more experienced. I'm trying to laugh, but it's coming out awfully hollow. There's something carnivorous in her eyes. She looks a lot like Minamo, but she has the kind of sultry air I can never imagine her daughter giving off. She has the particular sensuality of an adult woman, the kind of erotic appeal that could be swallowed up by. Girl, my senses detect a threat to Natsuki-san's bodily integrity. Her cowlick boinging up and down like an antenna, she focuses herself between the advancing cougar and me. Yes, Atri, she's been here the whole time, silently following us on our mission. I don't know who you are, but anyone that's a danger to Natsuki-san has answered to me. My, are you Atri-chan? I've heard so much about you from Minamo. You really are so cute. Stop stroking my head like that. I keep telling her to bring you around. You can move in with us and be like a little sister to her. She'd love that, and I'm sure Dad would too. How about it, Atri-chan? I am Natsuki-san's link. I can't. Wow, even Atri is being completely overpowered. That's real cougar strength for you. Jeez, Mrs. Kamishiro, put the poor kid down. Oh, I'm sorry, I got a little carried away with my teasing. Finally, I'm free. I meant it when I said I'm always here to help, though. If you're ever in trouble, just come to me. That's nice to know, thank you. And you're always welcome to become part of the family, too. How cute, like Nazukin is just my type. Giggling to herself, she trots off. Man, she really is something, isn't she? I felt like a bug who's got a little too close to a Venus flytrap. What's wrong with that woman? She's terrifying. I have seen a glimpse of the adult world, and never want to venture into it again. Same, bro. We wander through the town, checking out the last few leads Ryuji comes up with, but we don't come across my first love. We end up sitting on a bench in front of the old candy shop, guessing that it's pretty likely she left town. It's been 3 years since the water started to rise particularly quickly around here. Town started to sink by several dozen centimeters a day until it was covered in around 10 meters of water. At the time, a lot of people were optimistic that the waters would eventually recede, but the sea simply wouldn't stop rising, and eventually most of the coastal cities of the world were inundated. The rise was slow enough that it wasn't like the other natural disasters such as tsunamis or typhoons. There were very few direct casualties. A lot of people who evacuated their homes did end up with nowhere else to go, however. This town also ended up with no electricity, which caused even people whose houses weren't swallowed up to leave. Man, sometimes you just want a nice cold soda, don't you? Ryuji sighs, sipping on his room temperature can of fruit juice. If you want that, you'll have to set me up a generator too. The owner calls her huffily out of the shop. That again. Sorry, we're not going to be able to do that. It's request we've had a lot today. Can't you make us a generator like the school has? It's no surprise no one's staying in this old electricity-less town with a good reason. They either have some kind of deep affection for the place or they lack the finances to move away. Some probably just haven't found anywhere else that's better for them. If we really did bring electricity back to the town, I wonder if people might come back. Probably, yeah. I mean, the coast isn't exactly the tourist draw it used to be, but still, the coast where I met that girl. Gotta go venture to the coast day now. There was a long winding road that used to run along the coastline. On it was a lighthouse that lit up the ocean at night. Somehow I think the girl was Atri. That girl was standing on the cliff, watching the waves lap at the sands below. Let's go over what you remember again. She was translucent, so she had long hair and a light colour? Yeah, but it didn't seem like she dyed it, so she might not have been Japanese. And she was quiet, pretty, and about 5 years older than you. She was taller than me back then. I'd say she was around 5 feet tall, or a little smaller. And she has red eyes. Yeah, almost like Atri's. Like Atri's. That was a lot of... Natsu, how old were we back then? I was 9. I mean, the girl would have been about 14, which is kind of what Atri looks like she would be. Long, light hair. A little under 5 feet tall. Ruby red eyes. Atri, yes? When did Nanko-san buy you exactly? I don't really know. Given that she was sleeping in that capsule, she must have been in that storehouse since before the seas rose. It would have originally been powered with electricity, and losing that power probably contributed to Atri losing some of her memories while she was in sleep mode. So, in other words, it wouldn't be weird if she'd been at your grandma's 8 years ago. I guess it wouldn't. Sudden realization. Wait, it was you? Sudden realization. Sudden realization. Huh? What? What did I do now? She wouldn't have changed at all in that time, would she? It's gotta be her. Hang on a minute, it's possible, but we can't be sure. But she fits your description perfectly. The girl I knew was quiet. What the hell is quiet about this piece of scrap? She's been silent all day, hasn't she? When she shuts her mouth, she's just like the girl you described. This can't be happening. I don't remember Archie ever being there when I lived with my grandmother. She never mentioned buying a humanoid or anything either. You said that you were forbidden from going in the storehouse, though, right? That's true. That was because she didn't want me messing up her research notes or her equipment, right? Atri, could you turn around for a second? Okay. Oh. That moment, a memory flashes through my mind. It lasts only the most fleeting of instants. I stare intently at Atri. There's absolutely no evidence that it's her, but there's nothing to rule it out either. Can't believe this. That memory that's been frozen in time in my mind for so long, that girl I always remembered. It might be this toaster-brained robot? Right, it's bedtime! Come at me. Oh, wow. We've had dinner, showered, brushed our teeth, and Atri has finished writing a log. Now that there's nothing left to do but sleep, Atri approaches me with arms outstretched. We're definitely sleeping together tonight. Hey, stop that! Get off me, you idiot! Oh, are you scared? You're normally just embarrassed. I want to show you just how useful I am. If I don't, I feel like I'm not living up to my high-performance robot standards. You don't need to worry about that. I know full well how useful you are. I smiled gently down at her. I read in one of the books in the library that when a male is suddenly nice to a female companion, it means they're about to break up. I suppose you're about to throw me away. Of course I'm not going to do that, and please don't bring whatever strange romantic notions you've been reading about into this. Anyway, let's go to bed. Together, of course. She grabs hold of me, pouting and pointing at me. I got my face turning red. When I think about how Atri might be that girl I knew, just being near her makes me nervous. Girl, I have no choice but to use force. Archie forcibly pulls me down to the bed. She grabs me by the neck and pulls my head against her chest, clutching me like she's carrying a melon. There you are, bedtime. Have a nice peaceful sleep. Get off me, you're strangling me, you broken piece of scrap. And something you want is the job of a loyal, loving robot to melt her master's cold, cold heart. And for a high-performance robot such as me, that'll be easy as pie. Archie refuses to let me out of her grasp. As always, it does feel as nice to be in her arms, though I soon give up attempting to escape. Okay. Sighing, clicking my tongue for appearance's sake, I let myself sink into a warm embrace. Oh, you're so cute when you're being honest, Natsuki-san. There, good boy. God, I don't want to tell you, but that feels so nice. I just can't resist this. Good night, Natsuki-san. Her gentle voice is the last thing I hear before I close my eyes. Okay. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is where I'm going to end the video. I will see you in the next one. I do hope you enjoyed it. This one's very long, but yeah. But either way, I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Goodbye.